Tonight, the World Light Heavyweight title is online when Japan's Jushin Thunder Liger defends his title against Flying Brian. The World Tag Team title's at stake when the Steiners go head-to-head against Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby. The United States Heavyweight title is challenged when Ravishing Rick Rude battles Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And the World Heavyweight title match, the Total Package Lex Luger against his former best friend Sting. Live from the Mecca in Milwaukee, it's Super Brawl 2.
They are standing in the gym in Milwaukee. It's time for Super Brawl. Hi, everybody. This is Tony Schiavone, along with Eric Bischoff. It's the night we've all been waiting for. Super Brawl 2 is here on Leap Year Day. Everybody is talking about the main event, Eric. Sting and Lex Luger for the world title. What do you think?
Absolutely. Capacity, crowd on hand. As you can see, people outside the building still trying to get in. They want to see the match. Sting and Lex Luger. Personally, I think Sting has spread himself too thin. He's been taking on all comers in recent months. Lex Luger, on the other hand, he's been in seclusion. He's been getting ready for this matchup. I think Lex Luger is going to disappoint a lot of Stinger fans.
Well, I would have to disagree. I think I said right before we went on the telecast that Sting is red hot. I think the momentum will stay. And of course, we have 3 more title matches, including World Tag Title. The Steiner brothers look to regain the glory against Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby of the Dangerous Alliance.
I'll tell you, I can't wait for this match. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm from Detroit, Michigan, okay? It has nothing to do with the fact that I think the Steiners are probably the best tag team in WCW history. But I'm going to tell you something, Tony, I think the Steiners are going to eat their lunch.
I think we're going to disagree all night because I really think that Beautiful Bobby and Arn Anderson are the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time. Together for the first time, they have been very dominant in World Championship Wrestling. It is going to be a tremendous match. Then, of course, U.S. Heavyweight title, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Ravishing Rick Rude. And, of course, Paul Lee has been barred from ringside.
You know, that's the one that I'm looking forward to a lot as well. You know, I want to see Ravishing Rick Rude. I want to see Ricky Steamboat go at it in the ring. But more than anything, I want to see what's going to happen with the Dangerous Alliance when Dangerously is barred from ringside. That's what it's all about.
Okay, it's going to be a tremendous night. Joining us with our broadcast team in the dressing room area is Missy Hyatt. Let's hear from Missy Hyatt at this time.
Thanks, Tony and Eric, and this is the night everyone has been waiting for, Super Brawl 2, and it's going to be so exciting. There's going to be a lot of great matches tonight, but the most exciting part is going to be me, Missy Hyatt, because I'm going to be backstage getting interviews, as only I can get. I'm going to try to get an interview with the world's heavyweight champion, Lex Luger, and also Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So don't forget, the matches are going to be great, but I'm going to be backstage again. Now, let's go back to Tony and Eric.
Okay, Missy. Missy will be with us throughout the night. As you can tell, the fans are pumped up. We have the WCW Light Heavyweight match. Flying Brian trying to get the belt back from Jushin Thunder Liger. And, of course, Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes embroiled in a tremendous controversy, a tremendous grudge match against the Cruncher, Larry Zbyszko, and Stunning Steve Austin. It is going to be one heck of a night.
That it is. Of course, Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes looking for revenge. Man, this is it. It's the brawl for it all. That's what WCW is all about.
Right now, fans, we are just about ready to go. Let's go down to the ring and Jim Ross.
Thanks very much, Tony Schiavone, and what a crowd we have here in Milwaukee. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a great night, no doubt about it. And I'd like to bring out our newest broadcaster in WCW. He'll be working with me at ringside tonight. He tells it like it is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to WCW and Super Brawl 2, Jesse the Body Ventura. Welcome, Body. You said it, the WCW is the wrestling of the future. The future is now. We're at Super Brawl 2.
That's right. And let me say one thing. When you're in Milwaukee, you ride a Made in the USA Harley Davidson. I'm back, Jim Ross, WCW is what's happening, and that's why Jesse the Body Ventura, after almost 2 long years, is back in wrestling, and I can't think of a better place than right here in Crusher Country.
Well, Jess, we've got championships, 4 championships to be decided. Do you have any predictions on any of the matches, especially the world title matchup?
Well, the world title matchup obviously is a pick-em. You know, you got Sting, the #1 contender, who's not been in hiding. He's been out seeing the public. He's been wrestling a regular schedule. Then you got the champion, Lex Luger, who has gone into hiding. He's hidden. He won't talk to the press. The man won't even talk to me, if you can imagine that, Jim Ross. And you know, now that I look at you, you know, if you had a cowboy hat, you would look just like J.R. Ewing. And the funny thing is, his initials are even J.R.
Are you ready to go to work?
I am ready to go to work, and don't forget, U.S. title match, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Ravishing Rick Rude.
All right, fans, let's get ready to get it on here. Let's go back to Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff.
All right, JR and Jesse the Body Ventura. So the stage is set, as the old cliche goes. We are ready for Super Brawl, Eric Bischoff.
And our opening bout, of course, Jushin Thunder Liger, Flying Brian. These two are going to rack up some serious frequent flyer mileage, man.
They certainly are. It's one of 4 title matches we will see tonight. Many grudges maybe will be settled tonight. And of course, as always, the action you come to depend on from WCW. Fans, we are just about ready to go with our first match. Let's go down to the ring area, and we have our ring announcer, Gary Michael Capetta, for the start of Super Brawl.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first contest on Super Brawl 2. It is for the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. It is set for 1 fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing 223 pounds, Brian Ryan.
The young kid from Norwood High School in Cincinnati, the former captain of the Miami of Ohio football team, a second-team AP football All-American nose guard. And now let's go back to Gary Capetta and the introduction of the champion.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, he hails from Tokyo, Japan. He weighs 212 pounds, and he is the light heavyweight champion of the world, Jushin Thunder Liger.
Flying Brian won the first WCW Light Heavyweight Championship in October at Halloween Havoc in the tournament finals against Richard Morton. However, he lost the championship to Liger on Christmas night in Atlanta, Georgia's Omni, Jess.
Well, I'm fired up over this, JR, because I'll tell you one thing. I have not had a chance to say Jushin Thunder Liger in the flesh. So I'm loving all of this, and I'm happy to see a light heavyweight division coming back into the world of wrestling.
235 pounds, the maximum an athlete can weigh to be competing in this division. And this will be a very offensive-minded matchup. I talked to Pillman last Sunday on the main event, and Jesse said he was going to try to change his strategy somewhat and perhaps mat wrestle Jushin Liger.
Well, that might work to his advantage because, as we all know, anybody that's been to Japan or had a chance to see Jushin Liger, the man loves aerial stuff, so Pillman might be smart to go down low.
Pillman has a little weight advantage, about 11 pounds here. Great quickness, and they both went for a drop kick. Liger, the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, finished 3rd in his country in high school in amateur wrestling, so he's got a great amateur background.
Well, they both got great amateur backgrounds, and you can see right there Pillman going after the arm. He's got him down on the mat like he said he might try to do, and I think this is his best move against Jushin Thunder Liger, is keep him down on that mat.
I know that new Executive Vice President Kay Allen Fry will soon be traveling to Japan to continue his negotiations with many of the top international stars that we expect to see here in 1992 in WCW.
You know, Liger, when I look at that headgear, he reminds me of the Predator. when I had to fight him back in '87.
Flying Brian catching Liger, takes him down. Head scissors by Flying Brian. And the drop kick. Liger on the outside. Pillman now getting some momentum. And both feet right to the face.
Wow. He caught Thunder Liger with a beautiful head scissors, followed it up with a drop kick, put him outside the ring, and then what I considered a bit of a cheap shot, JR. He went through the ropes there with that double mule kick. You know, the man's outside of the ring. You're not supposed to touch him out there.
Theoretically, you're absolutely correct. Fans, the winner of the Super Brawl 2 ring announcer contest is Barry Abrams from Syracuse University, a broadcast journalism major. He will be introducing our next matchup here as Liger with a single leg takedown, now tying up Pillman. And perhaps Liger heard that interview Sunday, had it interpreted because he's doing some mat wrestling.
Well, we're not really sure how good Liger is down on the mat, but he's definitely hooked in the toe hold here. He's got it figure four, putting a lot of pressure on Pillman. You can see Pillman trying to get the arm up under the chin to try to bend Jushin Liger back, and ooh, he got away with one. You know, Pillman's wrestling pretty cheap here.
I think Pillman is certainly determined to regain this light heavyweight championship.
Whoa.
Big time chop right above us here. Fans can hear that one at home, I'm sure. Irish whip to the other side, but this time Liger's too quick for him. Liger up on the top rope, moonsault off. He may have it. 1, 2, and a near fall.
Whoa.
And a drop kick. Liger using his aerial tactics. What will he do here? Liger. It's almost like a head and shoulder fake in basketball.
Wow. I'll tell you what. When Thunder Liger first came to this ring, the fans didn't know how to take him, but he is definitely gaining some major fan support here in Milwaukee.
He's certainly one of the most popular athletes in Japan. Unique move here, submission maneuver applied by Flying Brian, modified version of an abdominal stretch.
Yeah, actually down on the mat and down on one knee. I've never really seen the abdominal stretch applied in that manner before, but obviously effective.
Just one of two athletes like Pillman and Liger that like to generate so much offense through the air. Would it be the situation where maybe the first man to make a major mistake loses? Is that a possibility?
Oh, absolutely. You know, anytime you're using the high-risk maneuvers of going up, anytime your body leaves the mat totally, you run the risk of missing a move, which could subsequently knock you out and cost you the bout. It's very, very dangerous in that position.
Pillman with a head scissor. Liger trying to figure a way out of this one. Just about has his head free, now does.
Uh-oh.
Pillman knows that move very well and quickly went to the ropes for the break. That bow and arrow-like maneuver that Liger likes to use. Good drop toe hold there.
And he's going after it again, and this time I think he's got it. Yep, he's got it now. Pillman better try to keep those arms, and he's oh, man. You know, all's fair in love and war, J.R. Ross, but I'll tell you what, right now, Brian Pillman is being out-wrestled. He's having to go to the ropes.
Back in the corner again. Referee calling for the break, and Liger buries his shoulder. 3 times on Flying Brian. Irish whips him across and follows him in with a drop kick, and nowhere to go for Pillman but down.
Absolutely, he had to absorb the shock of both the drop kick and the turnbuckle right behind his neck. And look at Jushin Thunder Liger. Tell me that ain't intimidating. Like I said, he reminds me of the Predator.
Pillman got him in a crucifix, pinning predicament, and he got 2 out of it. Very, very close in regaining the championship in that crucifix.
And Pillman again going back to forearms across the shoulder blades.
Great move by Liger. Turned it into a sunset flip. Very uniquely done.
I'll tell you, this guy's everything I thought he would be. The first time I got a glimpse of him was on George Michael's Sports Machine, and I was impressed. Wow.
Wow.
And Pillman caught him. This could be it, Jim Ross.
Belly to back. He's got the leg hooked, and he got 2.5 this time. What a belly to back suplex, and Flying Brian really planted Liger.
Well, Liger hit on the back of his head, which is the dangerous move in that type of suplex maneuver. And Liger's paying the price. Pillman needs to follow it up here.
Pillman with a vicious judo chop. on the chest of the champion. And Flying Brian took a big chance there. And the quickness of Liger certainly proving an asset in that situation.
And now he's going after the leg. The leg is hurt. And that's the first rule you learn in wrestling. If you get an extremity hurt, you go after it, you stay on it.
Liger continuing to focus on the leg. It's certainly going to retard Pillman's quickness and his ability to fly with his one leg hurt.
Well, I'll tell you with the punch. Oh, he's going for a figure four. He's got it, hooked right in the middle.
A submission maneuver. The figure four leg lock.
And there's no ropes for Brian Pillman to get to here.
Certainly one of the, he's gone for the cover, or the pin there, as Pillman has his shoulders on the canvas. The referee's got to count. This is one of the most enduring submission maneuvers in the sport.
Well, there right now is just unbelievable pressure on the knee and the shin bone of Brian Pillman. And look at him.
What a competitive situation. Pillman was so stoic earlier today. Had very little to say to anyone. This youngster has overcome so many obstacles. He had 31 throat operations as a youngster. He knows what challenges are. And this is certainly the biggest challenge of his professional wrestling career right here today.
And he's starting to turn it over now.
That's the counter.
Pillman trying to turn Jushin Liger over and get the reverse on this figure four.
And they're in the ropes. Referee Mike Atkins will call for the break, but the question here, Jess, is how much damage has been done. He had the figure four applied for quite some time.
Well, I'll say this, Pillman won't be doing any 40-yard wind sprints right now.
Certainly a gut check time for the former Cincinnati Bengal.
He come up with two good elbows to the midsection of Thunder Liger. And Liger smartly going back to the knee again.
He is well schooled. Very focused. Liger continuing to work on the leg of Flying Brian. Turns him over almost into a half Boston Crab there, modified version.
Yep, and he's driving the knee. You see the knee in the small of the back in that lower rib cage area. Putting a lot of pressure on Flying Brian. You don't want to submit, but sometimes you're given no choice.
Crowd here really getting into it. Well, what a broadcast we have for you. Oh! Spinning martial arts kick. Made famous by Antonio Inoki for the fans that follow Japanese wrestling. And that was a big-time counter by Pillman.
But Pillman's leg is still taken away from him. That's the key. If you can get a leg off him, he can't stand up.
Flying Brian, what a counter! Countered into the head scissor. And now Eric Pillman. Up and over he went. And now Liger right above us. High risk offense. The moonsault off the top. Moonsault off the top turnbuckle on the Flying Brian. And Pillman may be counted out.
Unbelievable move by Jushin Thunder Liger.
We talked about him creating offense off the top rope. Widely considered the most prolific aerial wrestler in the world today. And you just saw why.
Well, he just made a believer out of me, Jim Ross.
In WCW, the athletes have a 10 count to return to the ring. Liger now trying to suplex Flying Brian. Back in, Pillman trying to counter. They're jockeying for position here. Pillman now, and Pillman caught him. He caught him with a clothesline right off the top. And now can Pillman capitalize? Pillman back out on the apron here. Front face lock. What's he gonna do? He suplexes it. Oh my! He suplexed him right outside.
This is the greatest aerial match I've ever seen in my career.
Flying Brian now on the top turnbuckle, and he dives on Liger. They're putting their own bodies at risk as the moments tick by in this light heavyweight championship event.
Big chop by Brian Pillman, and they better keep cognizant of the referee's count here.
A count-out victory means that Liger retains the title.
That's why it's always an advantage to be the champ. Oh, he caught his chin on the pipe.
He took a chance. He took a big chance through the air.
And that's a mistake you make sometimes. You know, when you got things going for you, you don't always need a high-risk move.
Liger, Pillman caught him. He caught him right in the jaw with that drop kick. Flying Brian drop kicks Liger right in the face, Jess. And Liger is in big trouble now.
I don't understand why Pillman didn't go for a cover right there, Jim Ross. I think he made a major mistake. He could quite possibly have gotten a 3 count right there.
Pillman up on top, and again they both go with the drop kicks. What an aerial war.
Pillman made a mistake. He should have gone for the cover when he caught Jushin Liger earlier. You try to win it. You're not out here trying to put in endurance time. There's no point totals in professional wrestling. It's 1, 2, 3.
These are 2 run and shoot offenses like in the NFL. They're taking every chance they can, and the stakes are so high in this battle for the WCW World Light Heavyweight title in a match where you're looking at the only 2 men that have ever held that championship.
Now we got a battle of who can get to their feet first.
Both men obviously very groggy here.
You know, I'll tell you, the fans are chanting USA. Ooh, power body slam.
Move. He went for the power move.
You know, they're chanting USA, but I think the fans, Jushin Liger has gained the respect of this Milwaukee crowd. They're yelling USA only because of their patriotism.
And there's certainly nothing wrong with that. Waistlock, reverse, suplex with a bridge, belly back. He's got, no he doesn't. 2.5, I thought he had it.
And what a great bridge move by Jushin Thunder Liger. That's why you see wrestlers train their necks so much. Why neck workout is so important to a wrestler.
Liger now with Pillman, dazed, perhaps going for either a DDT.
Suplex, he's going for a suplex off the top.
And Pillman countered.
What a beautiful counter move. Now Liger's hurt. Pillman needs to hit this and go for a cover.
Pillman cross body. Leg is hook, 1, 2, and a, did he get it?
No,
He
no.
got it. Man, that was 2 3/4. Just a millimeter away.
But remember something, Jim Ross, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, that's all.
Pillman now must capitalize before Liger can regroup.
He needs to go for some more covers, try to get the 3 count.
Power bomb. Power bomb. And again. Did he? No, another 2.5. Maybe more. Liger thought he had him with that power bomb. And quite frankly, so did I. Pillman counters. Oh, what a move.
And again a 2 count.
That was a page out of Scott Steiner's playbook, Modified Frankenstein. Knee left, and the Irish whip to the center of the ropes on the far side, and a DDT.
He's close to the rope, though. Yeah, Liger made it to the rope. He had enough sense about him and presence of mind. He was too close to the rope after that DDT. He got the arm out.
Liger at 212, Pillman at 223, and you have to wonder how much more their bodies can sustain of this high-impact punishment. Oh.
Whoa. We may get a double count out now. Both guys missing clotheslines. Both guys going for flying aerial moves, and it looked like they clunked heads right in the center of the ring.
Flying Brian was a special team star for the Bengals. He's used to busting up those wedges on kickoffs, and that's exactly what it looked like there. Pillman again, a little groggy. He's right above us. And Liger takes the ropes, and Pillman comes down very uncomfortably. Again, Liger going for it all. Front face lock. Superplex. Oh! Sending shockwaves up his spine. That'll be all done. No, no, it's not. This kid from Cincinnati will not quit.
Liger going to the top now. Again, high-risk maneuver.
Oh, Pillman moved. Liger hit his head on the canvas. Flying Brian using his legs, bridging back, and he got it. He got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and new light heavyweight champion of the world, Brian
The kid from Cincinnati has done it in this opening match at Super Brawl, and what great sportsmanship we're seeing right here.
I'll tell you what, in today's day of wrestling, you don't see often where people pat each other on the back, shake hands when it's all over. There you see Thunder Liger going off and crunching Brian Pillman with a flip out all the way to the cement floor. Here's Pillman returning the favor back on Jushin Thunder Liger earlier in the match. Beautiful cross body block again out to the floor.
Flying Brian was able to capitalize on one fatal mistake that Liger made. Great victory for Flying Brian. And Jess, here's exactly how it all transpired at the end.
There you see Pillman moving out of the way, Liger driving head first into the canvas. Pillman coming up, hooking the shoulders, turning him over, rolling back into a cradle. Nowhere for Jushin Thunder Liger to go.
We've got a new WCW Light Heavyweight Champion. And now let's go to Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff.
Okay, Jim Rawson, what a tremendous win for Flying Brian over Jushin Thunder Liger. We've got a new champion. I tell you what, many of the people here are out of breath. It was quite a match, Eric.
It certainly was, and I'll tell you what impressed me the most is recently during an interview, we heard Flying Brian say that he was going to take Liger out of his game plan, meaning he was going to make him wrestle on the mat, and that is exactly what Flying Brian did. He won it with the ground war.
He won it with the ground war. Our next match is the tailor-made man to Marcus Alexander Bagwell, standing by in the dressing room area, Missy Hyatt with the tailor-made man.
Thanks, and I'm here with a tailor-made man, and can I just say, you look so dapper. I mean, it's just so stunning. Anyway, you have a match coming up next with Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and I know there's a lot of animosity between you two guys. What's going on?
Well, everybody knows that I say, hey, Marcus, why don't you come with me? Why don't you be my protege? I'll teach you how to hang out with beautiful women like Missy Hyatt. You'll make more money than you've ever made. You'll have everything you want, and you'll be a success. I was going to teach you how to be a winner. Now I'm going to teach you how to be a loser.
Ooh, now let's go back to the arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our special guest ring announcer for the following contest. He is the winner of the Super Brawl 2 Ring Announcer Contest. He's from Syracuse University. Please welcome Barry Abrams.
And thank you very much. This is indeed an honor. And ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 230 pounds, Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Our congratulations to Barry Abrams from Syracuse University for winning the Ring Announcer Contest here at Super Brawl 2. And the 11-year veteran from Vero Beach, Florida, the tailor-made man, along with Greg the Hammer Valentine, Jess, the new United States Tag Team Champions. heard Taylor say in his interview that he had given young rookie Marcus Alexander Bagwell the opportunity to become the TaylorMade Man's protege, but the youngster very firmly denied.
Why wouldn't he go for it? You know, Marcus Bagwell is pretty, but can he wrestle?
Well, we're going to find out right here. He's been doing quite well in WCW. A collar and elbow tie-up. TaylorMade Man forcing.
You know, I don't understand why Bagwell wouldn't take the advantage of becoming the TaylorMade Man's protege. I mean, doesn't he want to achieve success, or is he on an ego trip?
I'm sure that he wants to achieve success, but Taylor wanted him to turn his back on the fans, and Bagwell would not compromise his character.
How do you know that, Ross?
He told me.
And of course, you believe everything you're told, of course, right?
Well, most of it. At least from that kid. He's too darn naive to lie. Side headlock by Taylor, and a good shoulder block. And a high hip lock takeover by Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
And the TaylorMade Man not liking that one too well. You know, that's one thing you don't want to do, is embarrass a veteran.
Taylor is an 11-year veteran. Really has a great finishing maneuver, this TaylorMade forearm. Bagwell, he likes to use a version of a suplex called the Yellow Jacket suplex. He named it after his high school. Their football team's the Yellow Jackets. Sprayberry High in Marietta. And Bagwell retaliates.
Wow, big right hand, but a closed fist, and now we're getting boxing. These guys got to remember, a closed fist is illegal in wrestling. You can hit people with forearms, you can slap them, but you cannot close up a fist.
I'm sure Taylor's going to try to not only frustrate Bagwell before he attempts to beat him, but to embarrass him as well. Inverted atomic drop and a regular atomic drop. And Bagwell takes Taylor from the outside backhand.
Now Bagwell going up to the top. Taylor don't know where he is.
Crossbody, the leg is hooked, and a near fall. Side headlock.
You know, this kid's schooled pretty well, isn't he?
He told me earlier today, that he was going to keep it very, very simple, very fundamental, knowing that Taylor had a distinct advantage in experience.
Or is it because Bagwell doesn't know enough and can't think good enough to go anything beyond fundamental?
Taylor with a headbutt. Tossing Bagwell outside, but Bagwell landed on his feet, and Taylor turned his back on the rookie. Shoulder block, lateral press, and a near fall.
And there, the veteran that the TaylorMade Man is, he slid out of the ring. He's going to take a breather. The fans don't like it, but that's a smart move.
I know Taylor is heavily favored to win this matchup, but is it possible for him to come into this contest a little overconfident?
Certainly. Oh, absolutely.
Taylor is clearly the better wrestler of the two.
Anybody can beat anybody in the world of wrestling if you catch them on the right night.
Front face lock. Bagwell made a nice adjustment there and goes for the sleeper.
Is that a sleeper or is that a chokehold? That referee better get in there and take a look, because it's very easy to slip that forearm under the Adam's apple and turn a sleeper into a choke.
I'm sure you'd know that full well.
I'd know it full well, and so would this Bagwell, because he probably ain't wrestled enough to know the difference.
Senior referee Nick Patrick had a good look at it, and Taylor again. He just took Bagwell outside. Bagwell landed on his head and shoulder on the outside. He tastes the steel now.
And a big right hand by the TaylorMade Man. And I believe he's giving the young schoolboy a little lesson right now. Like I said, he's pretty, but can he take the punishment?
It's almost as if Taylor was the principal and Bagwell's having to stay after school and be taught a lesson. That's what Taylor's attempting to do here as he drives his head up into the handsome features of the rookie.
And look at that. TaylorMade Man slapping him in the face.
It's rather arrogant.
Hey, psych out's as much of the game as anything. If can convince your opponent he can't beat you, he won't.
Bagwell taking Taylor for the ride. Set too early. And Taylor turned it into a power bomb. And he's got a near fall 2.5.
Taylor made a mistake there, though. He should have flipped the feet up on the shoulders. He'd have got the pinfall.
Vicious kick to the head.
Of course, maybe the tailor-made man don't want to win it yet, Jim Ross. He might want to punish this kid a little more.
Well, he's certainly doing an outstanding job of that.
Never put your hands in my face. Hear that? He's lecturing him in there.
Bagwell now in a lot of trouble, as Taylor has now come to dominate this matchup.
We'll know it's over when you hear Bagwell start begging for his mama. He's going to start asking, where's mommy, pretty soon.
Drops the knee in the head. Could be all here. And Bagwell still able to kick out before 3.
Tailor-made man a little sloppy with that cover, so obviously he don't really want to win it yet.
Bagwell with a sunset flip, and Taylor caught it a near fall there.
Bagwell firing back, but not a lot on those punches at all. You can see having little or no effect on the tailor-made man.
Well, you can tell Taylor's got him out of his game plan because Bagwell's throwing too many fists and not doing enough wrestling moves, in my estimation. Good suplex there by Taylor, back in a very basic wrestling move.
I will say something good about Bagwell, though. His hair's all in place, even when he's lying on the mat.
Very uncharacteristic for Taylor to be up on top. Taking a chance here.
Oh, he hit it. I think it's over.
He didn't.
Wow, he kicked out of that. I can't believe it.
Again, Taylor did not neutralize the legs. Having a little debate with the official. I didn't think the count was slow, personally.
Going for a pile driver, it looks like.
Got him up. Bagwell able to reverse it. Countered with a back body drop.
You know, I think the tailor-made man might have been a little too cocky. Bagwell showing a lot of resilience here. Ouch.
Taylor snapping the neck. Now going for the lateral press. And again, Bagwell.
You know, Bagwell should make it easy on himself, Ross. Just stay down, take the 3, and chalk it up to experience.
I just don't think this kid is a quitter. Got him rolled up, and he held him.
What?
He held him. Oh, Taylor caught him with the tailor-made forearm. Taylor just thinks there's a 2 count.
I can't believe this. He must have held the trunks. There's no way possible he could have got the tailor-made man down.
Well, as we have said, Bagwell may have won the battle, but he is certainly not going to win this war with a tailor-made man.
I'll tell you what he is going to get, though, even though he's knocked out. He won the match. He's going to get the winner's money.
Indeed he will. Ladies and gentlemen, Missy Hyatt is standing by. Let's go to her now in the locker room area.
He's the winner? Wouldn't know it, would you, Ross?
I'm Missy Hyatt, outside the total package, the world's heavyweight champion, Lex Luger's dressing room door. Now, no one has been seeing him training for over a month now. And oh, here's Mr. Race. Mr. Race, is he prepared for this match?
I'll tell you, Missy Hyatt, just like I'll tell the rest of the world, Lex Luger's in the greatest shape of his life. He is going to walk into that ring tonight, world's heavyweight champion. And tomorrow night, he'll be world's heavyweight champion because he is the WCW world's champion, Lex Luger.
Well, that's going to be the exciting match, Sting versus Lex Luger for the World Championship belt. Now let's go back to the arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest on Super Brawl 2, it is set for 1 fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. He weighs 303 pounds. Curtis Jack.
He's got to be the most unpredictable and dangerous athlete in WCW. an 8-year pro from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
You know what I love, Jim Ross? There's a sign right behind us says Cactus Jack for president.
Well,
I bet you'd vote for him.
might as well. He could fight as well as any of the other Democrats. Or
Kind of reminds me of Pat Buchanan a little, don't he?
He may be a good running mate for Pat.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Warner Robins, Georgia, weighing 375 pounds, the All-American Ron Simmons.
Great ovation for the 6-year pro, former consensus football All-American at Florida State University. Ron Simmons, who finished 9th in the Heisman Trophy balloting, had his jersey retired at Florida State in 1988. One of the most powerful competitors in the game today.
That's only because my buddy Gene Deckeroff was down there on the radio making him look good.
I'm sure Gene knows full well Ron Simmons' exploits on the gridiron. Collar and elbow tie-up. Simmons giving away about 28 pounds, but he is the stronger of the two.
Well, there's no doubt that Ron Simmons is the better athlete, but the problem is Cactus Jack is the type of guy, he's an athlete, but he's also a bit of a crazy man.
Simmons retaliating with those big right hands. High wrist whip. It moved the ring, and he caught a foot. The big foot of Cactus Jack caught Simmons right in the mouth. Cactus Jack, oh no, oh my God, he's hung himself in the rope. Cactus Jack is turning red.
And look at Simmons, you'd think Simmons had helped the guy out. I mean, the guy could strangle right there. Instead, what's Simmons doing? Punching him.
Well, he finally got up on the apron and it helped him. Cactus Jack, my God.
If I would have been in that position, I would have helped the guy out. The guy could have broke his neck, Ross.
That's somewhat of a dubious statement, knowing your background in the squared circle. I never saw you help any of your opponents.
Look at poor Cactus Jack. He don't even know what planet he's on right now. Oh, now what's the call for that?
Simmons.
You know, this Ron Simmons is a vicious wrestler. How the heck can he be a fan favorite?
Very, very aggressive. No doubt about it.
Is that what Bobby Bowden teaches at Florida State? Hit the man when he's out of bounds? Deliver that cheap shot after the whistle?
Simmons comes out with high impact. And he is great personification of the high impact wrestler. Scoops up the 303-pounder. Drops that leg right across his face. Hooks the leg, it could be over, and Cactus able to kick out.
You still haven't answered me. Is that the way Bowden teaches him down there?
I don't think so, Jess. He teaches him how to win.
Win at any cost, right?
Cactus Jack with a couple of high impact moves.
And this is when Cactus Jack is most dangerous. You don't have any idea what this crazy man will do next.
Junkyard Dog is here. JYD.
What's JYD? Seating people? He looks like a waiter out there in that white tuxedo.
He's here. Modified DDT. JYD here watching all the action.
He must be an usher in a tux for Super Brawl.
Cactus with a leg drop of his own. Lateral press. He may have Simmons here. He did get two.
Well, Cactus Jack made a mistake there, too. Pretty sloppy cover right there. Should have hooked the leg.
Well, he's not the most technically sound athlete the fans will see here tonight. But out here, this is his domain. I think he's the most dangerous wrestler I've ever seen outside the squared circle.
Now, let's call it like it is here. Simmons did that first, so all Cactus Jack is doing is returning what he got done to him earlier in the bout.
He certainly likes to compete out here. We have seen some tremendous wars he has had with Abdullah the Butcher. As Simmons is slammed right here on the outside. And Cactus now, keep your eye on him. He'll come off that turnbuckle. Watch this elbow.
Oh, and he hit him with it.
Caught him right in the heart.
The only problem is he can't get a pinfall out on the floor.
This is not a Falls Count Anywhere match.
He's got to find some way to get Simmons back into the ring. Well, it's gut check time now for Bobby Bowden's protege, because he's getting the worst end of the stick from the crazy Cactus Jack.
It's the fourth quarter, and this gator from Truth or Consequences, Cactus Jack, is driving, and Simmons is being sternly tested here.
And you know, all the dirty wrestling, Simmons started it.
How do you figure that?
How do I figure? I told you that, Ross. He took Cactus Jack out early, banged his head into the railing. You heard me telling you, is that how Bobby Bowden teaches them?
Simmons went for the drop kick, but Cactus made a U-turn at the ropes. Now going for the cover. You may have to give Cactus some lessons on more skilled fundamentals in those covers, Jess.
He's got to hook the leg. You got to grab the leg, take an extremity out, because if you don't hook a guy's leg, he gets that momentum with the legs and kicks out of the cover before the 3 count. You've got to try to tie up the leg.
Simmons from Warner Robins, Georgia, played on the National High School Championship football team, the most highly recruited defensive lineman in America. Good move, good takeover.
I think Cactus Jack was on the Vacaville football team.
On the what?
The Vacaville football team. You know, the Vacaville State Mental Hospital in California. Whoa! But I'll tell you, for a nut he was thinking that time. He sucked Ron Simmons in on that big shoulder block, dropped out of the way, and Simmons got nothing.
I think Cactus was the valedictorian of Charles Manson High School, and a spine buster. Oh my God! Right on this rampway. Right on the rampway. Caught him with a spine buster. It's bad enough in the ring, but on this rampway, Cactus has got to be hurting now.
And he gets him back into the ring the hard way, through the ropes. But Cactus going to the eyes. That's one thing I love. Whenever you're in that ring, you can always go to somebody's eyes and get the advantage.
Cactus now reasserting himself. Here's a crazy man that's just taken a spine buster on the rampway.
And he's actually almost smiling.
He likes the pain. I really believe he likes the pain, as ludicrous as it may sound. Cacti on the top rope. Second rope, he got power slam. He's hooked the leg, and Simmons got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, the All-American, Ron Simmons.
Well, Simmons has won it. Here comes Abdullah the Butcher down the rampway. Abdullah the Butcher and Cactus Jack have been partners, and they've had some real wars lately.
Who's gonna hit who here?
And Abdullah, oh, he got He got Simmons from behind. He's not attacking Cactus. Apparently Cactus and Abdullah are back together again. They've had a reconciliation.
Yep, and Ron Simmons is paying the price for it. Unbelievable.
JYD not liking what he's seeing here. Junkyard Dog now leaving his seat. A security man.
What business is this of his?
He's a friend of Ron Simmons, Jess. That's why.
What business is this of his?
Simmons is getting double teamed, and JYD is not going to stand for it. Junkyard Dog with those fists and fire, and a big time right hand, and a headbutt. Abdullah's down. Cactus Jack on the apron. Junkyard Dog is ready to street fight. It's like fighting in the hood.
Well, I'll tell you what. As far as I'm concerned, the JYD ought to be fined and suspended.
He came to Ron Simmons' aid.
The guy bought a ticket. He's sitting in the building. That does not give him the right to go down and jump in the ring.
Well, technically you're right, but morally, I think he had to do something.
I don't care about morals, Jim Ross. I care about technically.
Fans, let's go back up to Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff.
Okay, Jim and Jesse, and what an emotional scene with Junkyard Dog arriving. And of course, I've never seen the dog look any better. He looks tremendous.
Absolutely not. It was great to see the Junkyard Dog back here in WCW, but what do you make of Abdul the Butcher and Cactus Jack? I mean, this is taking a love-hate relationship just a little too far, thank you.
I never really make anything of those two, but apparently, as Jim Ross said, Cactus Jack and Abdullah are back together once again. Fans, some tremendous action so far in Super Brawl. We have some tremendous matches, including 3 title matches still remaining. We are set now, fans, with our next big event. And let's go back to the ring for more action here at Super Brawl.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing team number 1, first from Nevada, weighing 302 pounds, Vinny Vegas. His tag team partner, he hails from Nashville, Tennessee. He weighs 208 pounds, Richard Morton.
First time we've seen this duo. Vegas 6'10", 302.
It looks kind of like Mutt and Jeff, don't it? You know, Jim Ross, why is it that every guy I know in the world named Vinny wears the ugliest looking suits I've ever seen and a half a tube of Brill cream in his hair?
I couldn't tell you, but I'll think more about that. Vinny Vegas, one of the newcomers here in WCW, and Richard Morton. Morton has been a great tag team wrestler in his career, a 4-time world champion. And now let's go back up to Gary Michael Capetta.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, introducing first from New York City, weighing 280 pounds, heavy metal, Van Hammer. His tag team partner, Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 241 pounds, the Seaman.
Heavy metal's here to stay, baby. We're going to win right now. Never rock.
It may be headbanging time for Vegas and Morton. And one of your native Minnesotans, the Seaman, involved in this one.
Well, the Seaman, you know, a former Mr. Minnesota winner in bodybuilding and then switched over to the world of pro wrestling because, as we all know, there ain't no money in bodybuilding. In fact, the big guy, Vinny, probably knows there's no money in bodybuilding.
Heavy metal Van Hammer turning it on here for this jam-packed crowd here in Milwaukee at Mecca.
You know, my question of Heavy Metal Van Hammer is, though, what's he do with his money? I mean, look at his tights, Jim Ross.
I think that's that heavy metal headbanging style. I don't really know. I think it's a trend or something.
You know, it looks to me like he went down to the, you know, to Goodwill or whatever, and that's the best he can do. I seen street people in New York with better looking pants.
And we're getting the crowd involved here at Super Brawl 2. Fans will be telling you in the hour, or in the program, about a couple of big pay-per-view events coming up for WCW. The second annual WCW Japan Super Show, and also the big one coming in May, Wrestle War 92. More information on those cards on pay-per-view in the broadcast.
And I'm happy to say this, Jim Ross. I will be here to do all WCW pay-per-views from this point on. So as much as you don't like me, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me.
I'll prepare for that as Morton goes to the corner.
Whoa!
Hammer very strong, extending the arms, and then bringing Morton down. And
You know, I don't blame Ricky Morton for heading to the ropes. He come down from about 9.5 feet on that one.
Man, what a great crowd. Fans, if you're watching at home, we thank you for being with us on this pay-per-view broadcast. Good Arm Drag takeover. But there's nothing like seeing live WCW action. Nice suspenders.
Those suspenders look like that tie I seen you in the other day. That tie you were wearing, it looked like somebody threw up on it.
Test of strength here, and Vegas has the advantage momentarily. Collar and elbow tie up. Why would a guy like Vinny Vegas wear such unusual ring attire?
Well, probably, you know, he's used to bouncing. He's used to dealing with people in the way he does. Those are the clothes he probably has confrontations in, and he feels most comfortable in them, I guess.
Hammer now with the advantage, forcing Vegas back to the corner.
There you see a clean break. Look at, oh, there he poked him in the eye.
Found
Wow.
right to the eye, blatantly right in front of the referee. Heavy right hands. He's been known to use a roll of quarters in that right hand. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Well, he may have got him a little low there, I'm not sure.
He may have. Vinny Vegas paying the price. Look at the look on his face.
Hammerlock applied by heavy metal Van Hammer.
Shoulder tough into the buckle. He needs to keep working on the arm now.
Hammer has the advantage. It seems like he's hesitating a little bit.
Vinny Vegas getting the opening he needed, shooting that quick right hand in there. He's throwing all together too many punches, though.
Hammer now with right hands. There in the corner right above us has Hammer. Those rights. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Man, that's got to take the breath out of him.
That moved the ring back about 2 inches, but Van Hammer coming back with a clothesline.
Hammer shows some resiliency here as well. He made the tag to the Z-Man. Z-Man up on top. Caught him with a drop kick.
And that's one way to get the big man off his feet.
And Morton grabbed a handful of hair.
There you can see the experience of tag team wrestling on the part of Ricky Morton. He was able to get in there, grab Z-Man by the hair, and pull him off the cover.
Morton has the most tag team experience in this contest, a 4-time world champion. Z-Man has been one half of the United States Tag Champions and has been teaming a lot recently with Marcus Alexander Bagwell. Now here comes perhaps the captain of this team for today, Richard Morton. He's a tough guy.
Oh, very tough. Knows his way well in the ring. Look at that.
Good quickness. Z-Man held on the roll-up. And Z-Man caught Morton. Oh, my. Z-Man with a clothesline. And now Z-Man up and over. Shades of Jushin Liger and Flying Brian.
And again, they're out on the floor.
Oh, hip lock. He hip locked him right on the floor, and Morton may be lucky to get back in the ring. To be able to get back in the ring, I should say, after that move. Morton weighed in about 212.
And look how smart Ricky Morton is. He knows, look at that, beautiful, smart maneuver. He knew he was hurt. He begged off a little. He got the Z-Man to put his guard down, and he stuck it in on him and got the advantage. Smart wrestling.
Van Hammer is being requested. He's being paged by Vinny Vegas.
Well, you know why that is. Vinny figures as big as he is, he don't want to have to thump on the Z-Man. He'd rather have somebody his own size.
The sights and sounds of Super Brawl 2 coming to you exclusively on pay-per-view And good belly-to-back suplex. For a big man, that was a great move.
And that's the simplest way to break a headlock right there. If somebody takes a headlock on you, pick them up, suplex them right back.
Caught him with a short clothesline. The big man on top. 6'10", 302. Very impressive looking athlete.
You figure like Vinny Vegas is buddies with Frank Sinatra and that?
He's got a lot of connections in Las Vegas, he says. He said that Luger's a 3-1 favorite to win to keep the title tonight. Inverted atomic drop. Snap mare over. And Morton drives his fist into the face of his much larger opponent here.
Well, that's the key right now. Morton's keeping Van Hammer down on the mat, doing his damage down there. Smart gets him in the corner, makes the tag to the big man, sets him up, hits him low, and look at Big Vinny. Wham! Vinny takes him high. You know, for the first time these guys teaming up, they look pretty sharp.
Hammer able to kick out.
And there's Zink illegally in the ring. I mean, at least Morton did it from the apron.
Gut wrench into the side salto suplex. Again, the lateral press. And again, Hammer able to power out at 2. Big foot right to the face. Great flexibility for this big man. And there is rolling the dice. Morton being tagged in. They'll make the exchange. But Morton adds a little extra coming off the top.
And always remember, he's got a 5 count to break it, so you can hold your opponent and let your tag team partner do damage. That's the key to tag team wrestling.
Whoa! Hammer still got some strength left.
And look how smart the team of Morton and Vegas are. They're making good, quick tags. And look at how dumb Zink is. Zink's getting in there. Referee's tied up with him, and Morton and Vegas do damage. Every time Zink jumps in, they do damage.
The Z-Man a little emotional, there's no doubt about that. Has got to remain on the apron and keep his composure. Right now, he needs to be in a position, if Hammer can make the tag, to be there to execute. This big 6'10" guy has got some thunderous right hands. With or without a roll of quarters.
Look at Hammer, don't even know where he's at. He's trying to tag you, Jim Ross.
Well, I'll refuse that exchange.
Woo.
Got to be impressed with the teamwork of Morton and Vegas. They've never teamed together before. And there's a power slam. Big power move by Van Hammer. And Heavy Metal almost had 3, but Morton's back is hurt. Morton with a cheap shot on Z-Man, and now trying to get double team.
Z-Man's tying up the referee over there, and Vegas is doing the damage. Beautiful shoulder block. This guy played some football too, it looks like.
He also played a lot of basketball. Played professionally, I understand, in Europe before he met his friends in Nevada.
Well, being he's from Nevada, he must be buddies with Tark the Shark then.
Who doesn't have a lot of job security right now. Big time right hand again. A thumb to the eye. That's the second time he's done that to Hammer in this matchup. Good suplex. And Hammer fell hard on his lower spine there. And he's got great upper body strength there. He'd have been pinned by now.
Oh, yeah. Well, Vinny Vegas didn't hook the leg either. It was a sloppy cover. I think he could have got the pin because Van Hammer right now is hurt. He's looking for Aerosmith right now. He's looking for Van Halen. He's trying to find anybody right now. Facially, he looks a little more like Twisted Sister.
Morton keeping the big man grounded momentarily. Side headlock. Makes another tag. It's almost as if Morton comes in, maintains, while Vegas gets some air. The Vegas comes back and starts hammering away again.
Smart move on their part as a tag team. The whole thing right now is Heavy Metal Van Hammer's been in the ring far, far too long. You don't want to get stuck in the ring for 5 to 10 minutes and not make a tag to your partner.
Referee has a count of 10 here as well. Get them up to their feet. Vegas is staggering, makes the tag to Richard Morton. And Hammer able to stretch out and tag in the Z-Man, who has got to be well rested. Oh, high elevation. What a back body drop. He drop kicks Big Vegas, got 1 foot on it. Vegas still a little dazed on the apron. And a power slam by the Z-Man. Near fall, and well, they're going to the eyes today. Irish whips him in, and Z-Man comes out, rolls him up, and he's got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of Heavy Metal, Van Hammer, and the Z-Man.
Well, Benny Vegas was very, very impressive in the matchup. The big man showed great flexibility, Jess, as we'll take another look.
Well, right here you see Benny Vegas. Look at the power right here. Wham! The foot under the jaw almost decapitates Heavy Metal Van Hammer. And here's the move by the Z-Man. This is the winner right there. Hooks him with the flip, gets it locked in well, comes around, has him cradled up. Referee in great position. 1, 2, 3. I think he got a little bit lucky, but a good move.
Let's talk about our next match coming up. We're at the halfway point here, Super Brawl, and it's a big grudge match. Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes together against the Cruncher Larry Zbyszko and Stunning Steve Austin. Now, you were on hand back in October when all this transpired.
That's right, at Halloween Havoc. Of course, what I was there to do was basically to try to get some comments or interviews from some of the athletes prior to Halloween Havoc earlier on into the day. And I'll tell you, it happened so fast. I was trying to get the interview, and all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, comes Arn Anderson, Larry Zbyszko, and Tony, I'll tell you something, I'll never forget it. Because I was about 6 feet away, 7 feet away, and I could literally hear the bones breaking in Windham's hands. One of the most sickening sounds I've ever heard.
And you know, from that, Barry, of course, rushed to the hospital and has had reconstructive surgery on the hand. They told him not to come back in January. He did come back in January, and he's back looking for revenge. Larry Zbyszko is calling himself the Cruncher.
Yeah.
He's very proud of the sound that you were talking about, of the bones crunching of Barry Windham's hand.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the things that I'm going to be interested to see in this matchup, you know, they're calling it a grudge match, as you pointed out, but I want to know, Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, are they looking for revenge by taking the match, by winning the match, or are they looking at revenge, well, simply to break bones? That's what I want to see.
We're going to find out. It's grudge match time as we go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a special grudge tag team contest. It is set for 1 fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing team number 1, all members of the Dangerous Alliance. Introducing first, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 241 pounds, Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko. From Hollywood, California, 258 pounds, the World Television Champion, Stunning Steve Austin. And they are accompanied by the First Lady of WCW, Medusa.
Well, Jess, Tony, and Eric set it up quite well. This match is certainly one where the prime motivation is revenge.
I'll tell you, Jim Ross, don't you think Medusa's looking great?
Quite nice. Back up to Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, introducing first from Austin, Texas, weighing 261 pounds, the Nitro, Dustin Rhodes. And from Sweetwater, Texas, 277 pounds, Barry Windham.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for this one. Jesse knows a lot about grudge matches because you star on one and you've been in plenty.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Medusa come over here, and you can tell she's been to the gym, Jim Ross. Her chest is looking great.
A lot of bench pressing, I'm sure. and is starting off very violently and very quickly here at Super Brawl 2. Wyndham elevating Zbyszko in the lights.
Well, it's obvious what you got here. You got pure hatred. You ain't gonna see a lot of wrestling here. You're gonna see a street fight.
Wyndham has the man he wants. Zbyszko on the outside. And they takes him all the way to the steel. Rhodes and Austin back in the ring.
Who's legal?
I have no idea.
I got no idea who the legal man in the ring is right now. The referee is going to have to do something and get some type of control of this tag team match.
It looks like it's going to be Austin and Rhodes starting it out, but I'm not sure.
Well, I guess it is. The refs count.
Bionic elbow by the natural, Dustin Rhodes. Sends Austin for the ride. The World Television Champion forces Dustin away. And now Austin will take a chance. He's up on the top turnbuckle.
He don't look too comfortable up there.
He's caught with a lariat. Lateral press. Could be over early, but no.
I'll tell you what, Zbyszko and Austin need to get outside with Medusa, get things under control, slow this match down. Slow it down. That's to their advantage.
Rhodes, a second-year pro, bringing the 1990 Rookie of the Year, Steve Austin, back in the ring, and now tags in the big Texan from Sweetwater, Barry Windham, who weighed in at 277. Great intensity, full extension of the legs. He caught Austin right in the face with a great drop kick.
Well, I'll tell you, there's not a better natural athlete in wrestling than Big Barry Windham.
And Windham wants the Cruncher in the ring. He wants him in there legally, and he wants him now.
You know, I'll tell you though, I've never seen Larry Zbyszko look in any better shape than what he looks in right now.
Zbyszko grew up in Pittsburgh, idolizing the legendary Bruno Sammartino.
He idolized him till he beat him. Then he didn't idolize him anymore.
Collar and elbow tie-up. And a rake of the eyes by the Cruncher. And a spinning karate kick caught Windham in the solar plexus. And now...
Beautiful move by Zbyszko.
Zbyszko going for the pile driver, but he's elevated on this rampway. And he's caught with a lariat. High impact wrestling at its best. And you're seeing it at Super Brawl 2. Windham with momentum and another lariat. Lateral press, but he says no, and maybe hell no. He wants to fight Zbyszko more.
And that could prove to be a very big mistake. When you get a chance to win a match, you win the match.
Oh, what a DDT! Zbyszko may be 5'5" before this one's over. Windham came out of that wrestling football factory at West Texas State. Double elevation. The natural end. Dustin Rhodes on that big Japan pay-per-view coming up in March. Teams with his father.
And look what they're doing. They're trying to break the Cruncher's hand.
Well, that's exactly what they did to Windham.
Look at that. He's hammering away. You know, there's no place for vengeance like this in wrestling. You go out there, you try to win, but you don't try necessarily to kill someone's livelihood.
Zbyszko tastes the turnbuckle. And now, again nailed by Windham, whose right hand is heavily taped.
And Zbyszko's caught where he don't want to be, in Rhodes and Wyndham's corner. Gut wrench puts Larry Zbyszko down.
Wyndham and Rhodes grew up watching their fathers, Dusty Rhodes and Blackjack Mulligan, in some tremendous street fights and bunkhouse matches. And man, that's what we're seeing here.
Oh, they're two great guys to pattern your life after.
Oh. Austin with a clothesline. He came from out of bounds, so to speak, and now Wyndham thrown over the top. That should be a disqualification, but the ref didn't see it.
Ref didn't see it because the referee's over with Dustin Rhodes in the corner. The Cruncher and Stunning Steve Austin got away with one there, but that's part of tag team wrestling.
Zbyszko now, the veteran from the Steel City, sets Wyndham right gingerly on the security railing. He may not be going horseback riding down in Texas for a week or so after that one.
And look at Medusa out there, the First Lady of Wrestling, giving it to Wyndham.
And of course, Missy Hyatt disputes that claim, and she says she's the First Lady, and oh, what a clothesline. We'll have more from her in the broadcast.
Well, maybe we'll have to get those two in the ring, and they can settle it.
I would buy a ticket for that on the front row. Great suplex by the television champion, Stunning Steve Austin. And Wyndham, who has been battered on the outside, has got to really reach down now.
You know, Austin and Zbyszko should go after that hand. It's heavily taped. It's obviously not ready to be used totally in the ring.
He went for the lariat, and he also went all the way over the top. Nobody there. Again, Wyndham, oh my, right in his face across the security railing. Zbyszko is as vicious as I have ever seen him. And now can Austin put Wyndham away? Both these men ranked very high in the WCW Top 10.
And Austin, being very smart there, grabs the leg before he gets out of the ring, ties Wyndham up, and allows the Cruncher to come in and do damage. You know, people fail to realize, Jim
They
Ross.
have him, and Roseanne.
People fail to realize how important thinking is in tag team wrestling.
Well, the Dangerous Alliance, certainly after a rocky start, has smoothed it out now with a very sound game plan. Wyndham, Rhodes, and Zbyszko have all been World Tag Champions. Good suplex. Austin, as we mentioned, the current World Television Champion, on top for a lateral press.
And again, didn't hook the leg, and that's what allowed Barry Windham to kick out.
You didn't believe me when I mentioned Austin's father played for Rice in the Cotton Bowl. It was
He played for Rice in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
When was that, 1904?
It was in the 50s, I think. Reverse chin lock.
That must have been the last year Rice ever had a winning season.
Both men back up now, vertical. Side headlock applied, very basic, fundamental move, but yet very, very effective.
You went to Oklahoma, didn't you, Ross?
I'm from Oklahoma, yes.
Yeah, that's the only place, you know, where when guys come out of Oklahoma football, they take a pay cut when they go to the NFL.
Well, I know you know a lot about pro football, but being from Minnesota, college football would not be your forte. As Zbyszko catches catches Wyndham with a sleeper.
And it looks like nighty-night time now for Big Barry Windham. You can see right there, that's illegal. Nothing under the chin there. He's going after the carotid arteries. He's putting them out. And the bad thing about the sleeper is the bigger your neck is, the easier it is to apply it on you.
Wyndham's got to figure a counter here. And
whoa,
that does it. He ran his own head up into the jaw of the Cruncher. Wyndham using his right hand. Again, right hand caught Zbyszko in the jaw. Zbyszko shoots him off to the far side. And both men running together.
Again, like we saw in an earlier tag match, Barry Windham's been in the ring altogether too long. He's not making good tags right now with Dustin Rhodes. The better tag team so far has been Austin and Zbyszko. There's the tag.
He got the tag. It helps when you're 6'6" and can reach back. And Dustin Rhodes now as inverted atomic drop and a drop kick. Rhodes, a 6'5", 261-pounder from Austin, is on fire here. Drops that elbow. On top, he got 2.5.
Not only is Rhodes coming close to winning it, he gave Wyndham the needed rest he needed.
Rhodes and Austin now still competing in the ring. Zbyszko and Wyndham on the outside. And oh my! He turned him inside out with that clothesline. What a scintillating clothesline by stunning Steve Austin. And Zbyszko certainly has been in better shape, man. He has been hammered by Wyndham, who has one thing on his mind, and that is seemingly to send Zbyszko to the hospital. But in the meantime, his partner now is in jeopardy.
And Dustin Rhodes flat on his face in the corner of the ring, last year's Rookie of the Year. He's a veteran now, so he can't be blaming nothing on being a rookie.
Both feet to the face by Larry, the Cruncher Zbyszko. Again, he uses that spinning neck breaker. And another 2, and a long 2 it was.
And you can tell the Cruncher's telling the referee, let's keep the count the same both ways, pal. Whoa!
Dustin Rhodes showing some offense there, and he got caught in the DDT.
Dustin Rhodes made a critical mistake there. He dropped his head. He didn't keep watching Larry Zbyszko, and it might have cost him the match.
Oh my! Now, we're about inches away from a Dangerous Alliance victory here at Super Brawl 2. And now, quite frankly, it may be just a matter of time. And Zbyszko perhaps set a little early. Dustin with a big Austin Hall boot, and Medusa with a slap right to the face.
Oh, now wait a minute. You're telling me this big punk kid ain't gonna hit a woman, is he?
Austin caught him, oh my, caught him from behind. Zbyszko and Wyndham back in the ring. Rhodes lying helpless on the rampway. Medusa, almost as if it was premeditated, diverted the attention of Dustin Rhodes.
Nah. I think Dustin Rhodes is just looking for a new girlfriend. That's what got on his mind.
I don't think her character has been questioned before, and her ringside decorum. And right now, Austin trying to finish off Dustin Rhodes.
Oh!
Austin, the lateral press. Going for it here, and he got, again, a near fall.
And look at the Cruncher. The Cruncher's on his case. He's saying you've slow counted us 2 or 3 times now.
Snap mare into reverse chinlock. Austin and Zbyszko controlling the action here. They are dominating offensively this tag team matchup at this point in the match. Gotta say that Dangerously has certainly looked at enough videotape and compiled a great game plan.
By the way, why is Dangerously banned for the whole evening?
I don't know that he is banned. I mean, as far as I know, he's only banned for the United States heavyweight matchup.
Are you sure why he's out here?
Because he has a lot of confidence in Medusa. She is his director of covert operations, I was informed. Crossbody by Dustin Rhodes, and he got a 2, a long 2 again, and again he's caught with a clothesline. He cannot avoid Austin's clothesline, and Austin now tags in the Cruncher. Let's see if he can put the kid from Austin away.
Zbyszko going to work on him with the big boot to the midsection. The Cruncher, Larry Zbyszko, sensing the victory, I think, right now. They know they've got Dustin Rhodes hurt.
Again, Zbyszko.
Look at that. There's the fourth time. The fourth time the Cruncher Larry Zbyszko's gotten on the referee for a slow count.
He's got nothing to complain about, I don't think. Good counter move by Dustin Rhodes. And now Rhodes has got to make the tag. As quickly as he can, he's got to tag in Barry Windham, who should be well rested.
You don't even know what corner he's in right now. Look at how smart the Cruncher is. Drop toe hold, hooks the leg, tags his partner. Austin crunches Windham, draws him into the ring. Now they'll do damage again on the kid. Smart wrestling.
He scooped him up. 1, 2, 3. He's got him pinned there, but the referee's attention was diverted by Barry Windham. Sometimes I think we should have 2 officials for these tag team matchups. It's just extremely difficult for one referee, even as confident as senior referee Nick Patrick, to keep it all together. Austin certainly now he's getting an unfair advantage.
He's using those ropes to put more leverage.
If he had 2 referees, it would already be broken. The other referee would see it.
We don't have 2 referees.
I realize that. But you're a politician. You know what lobbying's all about.
I disagree with you. What are you going to do, put 20 refs on the field for football? You have a certain amount that's acceptable, and that's it. It's all part of the game.
Austin again controlling the tempo here now with this reverse chin lock. Rhodes trying to work his way back up to some sort of vertical base. Coming with the elbows. And he got caught. Oh, he caught Austin in Austin's own favorite maneuver, the stun gun.
And I think Austin got clotheslined right on that top rope. Dustin Rhodes has got to make a tag here. If the Cruncher gets in, the match, I think, will be over.
Rhodes caught him with the right hand and tags in Windham. Windham back in. Big time right hands with that heavily taped right. Hammering the Cruncher.
Now, if that hand is so hurt, how can he throw all those punches? He should not be allowed to take that hand up. That's an unfair advantage.
Big time lariat by the man from Sweetwater. Austin interrupts the count. All 4 of them hooking it back up now. Windham putting Zbyszko on the top turnbuckle. Setting him up for the superplex. Wyndham's got him up, but Zbyszko pushed him off. And Rhodes now on the apron. And Rhodes from behind nailed Zbyszko. Zbyszko just got nailed. Big time lariat off the top and another one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of the Natural, Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham.
Man, we have seen a tag team war here. Windham attempting to set him up for the superplex, and there it is.
There it is. He catches a clothesline off the top rope on the Cruncher. Larry Zbyszko hooks the leg, rolls back, gets the 3 count, and you notice that time there was no hesitation on the part of the referee to get 3 in.
We haven't seen the last of that feud, I can tell you that. Let's go back to Tony and Eric.
Okay, Jim and Jesse, thank you very much. And yes, you were right, Jim Ross. It was a tag team war. Congratulations to Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes. As we head to our tag team match, Eric has gone bye-bye, fans. He's got the Michigan jacket on. I guess it's obvious who you think's going to be the next World Tag Team Champions.
Well, I'm totally impartial about this whole situation. I want you to know that right off the bat. But if I weren't impartial, I might point out that Rick and Scott Steiner have been wrestling together since they were 14 years old. They've got state high school championships to their credit, NCAA championships, formerly World Tag Team Champions here in WCW, IWGP Champions, US Tag Champions. They've done it all. They are basically the Joe Montana, Jerry Rice of WCW. I might point that out.
But they've never faced beautiful Bobby and Arn Anderson. As
They're
we go to
going to.
Missy Hyatt in the dressing room area.
I'm Missy Hyatt, and I'm outside Ricky Steamboat's dressing room, and I'm going to attempt an interview with him as he prepares for the U.S. title match. Come on, guys. Ooh, here's the Ninja. Excuse me, Mr. Ninja. Can I get an interview with Mr. Steamboat? I guess that's a yes. Come on. Ooh, here's his dressing room. Oh, give me, see. Oh my gosh. He's like meditating or something. Oh, but I want to get an interview with him. I've never seen anything like that. My gosh. I don't believe it. Oh, God. Oh, here's Medusa. Ooh, maybe I can get an interview with her. Excuse me, Miss Medusa. Come on. Can I talk to you? Guess not.
Konnichiwa, Ninja.
No.
No, okay. I want to see Ricky Steamboat.
No, Steamboat.
Steamboat? What? Please let me see Ricky Steamboat.
You go.
Okay. How about some sushi? You and me, sushi.
Sushi.
Sorry.
You go. You go.
Nihongo.
Go.
Nihongo, wakata?
No.
I didn't think so. English comprende?
Oh.
Good. Okay, now let me see Ricky Steamboat.
No, Steamboat. You go.
Let me see Ricky Steamboat.
No.
I want to see Ricky Steamboat now. Now, I want to see Ricky Steamboat now. God.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! What? Oh, gosh, I guess that didn't work either, but you know what? I'm staying right here. Let's go back to the arena.
Okay, Missy, you stay right there on top of that. I tell you what, after a loss from the Dangerous Alliance, Medusa slapping the Ninja in the face, and the Ninja chasing Medusa back towards the dressing room area. Hopefully, we'll get another report from Missy Hyatt on what's going on back in the dressing room area. The fans, we're just about ready for World Tag Team title matchup. Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest of Super Brawl 2, it is for the WCW World Tag Team Championship. Set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first the challengers from Detroit, Michigan. Total combined weight, 515 pounds. Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, the Steiner Brothers.
I'm sure they're roaring in Bay City, Michigan. These two former stars at Bay City's Western High School who wrestled collegiately in Michigan. They've been the two-time World Tag Team Champions. They were the 1991 Tag Team of the Year. Let's go back to Gary Michael Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, accompanied by the Chief Executive Officer of the Dangerous Alliance, Paul E. Dangerously. They are the World Tag Team Champions. First, from Minnesota, weighing 255 pounds, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. His tag team partner from Huntsville, Alabama, 235 pounds, beautiful Bobby.
Well, this should be a tremendous matchup.
You know, you talk
Wait, I think there's something happening in the ring here. Let's go back to Gary.
Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the Executive Vice President of World Championship Wrestling, K. Allen Fry, has just issued a ruling for this match, and that is during the entire course of this match, Paul E. Dangerously will be barred from ringside.
What?
Well, I knew it was for the United States Heavyweight Championship matchup, but man, this is an 11th hour ruling.
You talk about politics. This is politics the worst I've ever seen it. How dare K. Allen Fry ban Paul E. Dangerously from ringside? How dare him?
Well, Dangerous has got to go. He's being ejected, so to speak.
And you're telling me the Steiners didn't know about this?
I doubt it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they would care.
Well, I'll say one thing about the Steiners. I think there should be an immediate investigation of the University of Michigan, because there's no way Rick Steiner could pass an SAT test. There's no way that that idiot could ever make it through college without cheating and scandal.
Well, they both have college degrees in education. And Dangerously is going to the showers.
That says a lot about the University of Michigan.
I guess Medusa will represent the managerial side of the Dangerous Alliance in this World Tag Team Championship matchup. The Steiner brothers were stripped of the World Tag title when Scott was injured and they had to have surgery on his bicep. They're both at 100% now, Scott and Rick. And this is a matchup. And I find it somewhat ludicrous, Jess, that the champions, in the eyes of many, go into this match as the underdog.
Well, that's because of the Steiners' reputation. You know, they've never truly ever been beaten in the ring. They've had the title taken away from them, but they've never been pinned. Why is it that Rick Steiner wears two different colored boots?
I don't know, but he's got another pair at home just like him.
Well, why don't he switch the two left boots and match them? You know, that guy ain't all there. How can you sit and say he graduated from college?
He did. It's the truth.
In Minnesota, you wouldn't get out of high school.
Oh, good fireman carry takeover by Scotty Steiner on beautiful Bobby Eaton. Eaton was a member of the 1987 Tag Team of the Year. Gained his reputation, of course, as a partner with the Midnight Express. Outstanding tag team combination. He's the aerial artist of this combo. Arn Anderson, member of the 89 Tag Team Championship team. And a double leg pickup into a modified spine buster. But right now, beautiful Bobby's not being given the opportunity to fly as he's been grounded by Scott Steiner.
Well, the thing that Scott Steiner's going to try to do, he's going to try to get that amateur background in there, keep beautiful Bobby down on the mat, grab a hold like he has, take the leg and wear him out.
Beautiful Bobby intelligently goes to the ropes. Calls for the break before any punishment can be delivered on that leg. Anderson and Eaton have held the World Tag Team Championships since winning from Steamboat and Rhodes. But with other partners, they have been multiple-time tag team champions.
And again, you see Scott Steiner going to the leg and then delivers kind of a cheap shot elbow to the face.
Good neck breaker. Nice move by beautiful Bobby. And beautiful Bobby now, given his first opportunity, will create some offense off the top.
And this is dangerous. Real dangerous. Whoa!
Scott Steiner with a waistlock into the belly-to-belly suplex. He caught beautiful Bobby and just stunned him.
And that takes great strength on the part of Steiner to be able to stand up, catch a man, coming off that top rope, hook him, and belly-to-belly him over the top. Hey, the guys can wrestle, but what I'm saying is they're real stupid, though.
Well, this isn't the GE College Bowl.
I know that, but I still don't buy they got college degrees. Michigan should be ashamed of themselves.
Maybe that's why Schembechler left. I don't know. He was the athletic director.
Probably got ran out of there.
Arn Anderson in. Very cold, very methodical, but highly, highly intelligent.
Look at that. He's taunting Rick Steiner in the corner, trying to get him in the ring.
And the exchange has been made. Big brother Rick.
Now look at this guy. He's all there, right? There's your college graduate from Michigan. Right there at his finest. Bo Schembechler, I hope you're proud of what you've created.
The Steiners, masters of a variety of high-impact suplexes. Side headlock by the dog-faced Gremlin. Oh, kick to the head. He's backing him right out here. Anderson tried to get away. But could only go so far. Almost came in your lap, Buddy.
Well, I'll tell you, you almost put my TV monitor right on the floor, Jim Ross. But I've been in worse situations. I'll survive it.
Powerful shoulder block by the dog face. He caught him! He caught him in midair! Oh, what a power slam! And the tide has turned!
And you can see Arn Anderson signaling for a timeout as he heads back to his corner in the comfort of beautiful Bobby. You know, you got to admit about Arn and Bobby, they know their way around the ring. They get hurt, they know where to go, where they can buy some time.
Well, on my predictions on this event, I predicted them to win this matchup. I think I was in the minority, and for the fans that watch this broadcast, we'll have a special edition on the Wrestling Hotline at midnight tonight, Eastern Time. A complete recap of this event. I hope you'll call. And tremendous right hands by Steiner, and Anderson quickly distances himself.
Rick Steiner driving both Arn Anderson and beautiful Bobby down to the floor. Of course, I don't blame him. I'd rather sit down there with Medusa and have to look at the Steiners. There he is. Look at the two colored boots. I mean, what's the matter with this guy?
Tag made. Scott Steiner will be back in. Wrist lock applied into the arm bar. I mentioned earlier that Kay Allen Fry will be traveling to Japan to talk to some more stars there, including Steve Dr. Death Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Boy, they'd be great challengers for either of these teams if they ever sign.
And look at this power move. Scott Steiner literally muscling Arn Anderson. Unbelievable.
And Anderson is very, very strong. Eating in. They're double teaming, but to no avail. And here comes a double Steiner lock. The rafters are shaking in Mecca in Milwaukee, and the Steiner brothers are ruling the roost. They want the titles back, and it looks like they're on their way and attaining that goal.
Well, right now, the Steiners are controlling the bout. They're getting everything going their way, and that may be well because of the psychological thing of having Paulie Dangerously removed from ringside, which I think Kay Allen Fry was totally out of line in doing that. Who's this guy think he is, a dictator?
He's the boss.
The boss, nothing.
Executive Vice President.
That's just a title. Don't make him no dictator.
Is that something like being mayor of a small or of a medium-sized Minnesota city?
No, it's not, because I, as mayor, cannot go around and dictate things. I have counsel that I have to consult with.
Scotty thrown outside, and now...
Maybe I should call him Kay Allen Noriega from now on. Or Kay Allen Marcos.
Anderson and Eaton, the tag team champions of the world, really being physically manhandled here. Snapmare takeover. Scotty with a reverse chin lock on Arn Anderson. I don't know. I know Dangerously would certainly could play a positive influence in his team's strategy and matchup. But these guys are so good. They're so experienced. I wonder how much positive effect he would have anyway.
He would have had plenty of positive effect on him.
Well, I'd rather look at Medusa as him anytime anyway.
Certainly. But how would it be? How would it be if the Sooners came out on the field and they made Barry Switzer leave the field? What would that have done to the Oklahoma Sooners?
Oh my, tilt-a-whirl! He took him around the world, and he landed on this hard rim in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Scott Steiner now. Oh, he dropped him right across the top cable.
But again, you see beautiful Bobby trying to get to the corner, make the tag to Arn, and Steiner hooking the arms, brings him back to the middle.
Reverse chin lock almost into a camel clutch, which I haven't seen in a long time. Tag made. Big brother Rick Steiner in. Rick Steiner and Beautiful Bobby. The legal man has eaten raked the eyes there. Wow. In a slam. And now Beautiful Bobby.
Going up right above us. Steiner
Oh,
caught him,
he
though.
got caught. He got caught. Scott Steiner got him with a Steiner line. Right hand on Anderson. Double team offense by the challengers.
Oh!
Dog-faced Gremlin now.
Who's legal, Jim Ross?
Uh-oh, I think he got him low. Eaton and Rick Steiner are legal. This is a legal pin if it happens, and he got 2.
Whoa, almost a 3 count.
I think Rick Steiner got a low blow there.
Well, accidents happen. And Arn Anderson's going to make sure driving the boot into the midsection. Look how smart the veteran Arn Anderson. He knows Rick Steiner's hurt. He's going right after him.
Stomping away viciously. He's robbing him of the oxygen. Stomping on his chest. It's with the flat of the foot, and that makes it legal.
That's right, as long as you don't use the toe. Into Beautiful Bobby's knee and another quick tag.
World Tag Team Champions now have firmly asserted themselves in this WCW Tag Team Championship matchup.
And it always helps to be the champions because you got to beat the champs. That's the only way you take the title is 1, 2, 3 or a submission.
Beautiful Bobby has the dog-faced Gremlin grounded for that hammerlock. Certainly can neutralize your opponent's strength advantage by mat wrestling, as Beautiful Bobby has been doing the last few moments.
Yeah, but Rick Steiner should be very used to being down on the mat. Coming back, vicious elbow.
Right in the face. Oh,
and did he walk into Arn Anderson?
And he may be pinned here. Again, 2. Anderson can't hold him down. Steiner also with great upper body strength.
He blocked the suplex, blocked it twice. He's squatting on him. Arn can't get him.
Scotty Steiner in.
Uh-oh.
Stereo suplexes by the Steiner brothers. Now I believe that Anderson and Rick Steiner are the legal men. And I think that's what we're going to have here. Referee Randy Anderson does a big, big job controlling the action in this heated confrontation. Oh, that could be all right there.
I think Arn's been knocked out with that one. No, apparently not.
Anderson is woozy. Scott Steiner has been tagged in.
Back body drop.
He was in the lights on that one.
He's going for a suplex.
The Steiner brothers opening up the advantage here. They want the titles. Lateral press. They got 2.
And Arn Anderson kicked out on that on sheer instinct. That's all there was on that one was instinct.
Certainly feel the momentum changing back into the favor of the challengers, the Steiner brothers here. Anderson with that left hand. Scotty comes up throwing his right. Oh my!
Whoa!
He slammed Scott's head into Bobby's. His own partner sacrificed in that move. That's an Anderson family tradition.
I'll tell you, that is teamwork. That is giving up for your team. Exactly what Beautiful Bobby did right there. He gave up himself to sacrifice in hopes Arn could get a pinfall. Drives the elbow into the spine of Scott Steiner.
That mirrors him over. This is a very punishing tag team championship matchup.
Measured him with the knee.
And got 2. Perhaps should have neutralized the legs. Did not do so. Tag made. Beautiful Bobby with that thunderous right hand. Sweet Home Alabama right hand by Beautiful Bobby. Scoops him up. And now a body slam. And Beautiful Bobby going to a neutral corner. The master of the Alabama Jam. Up on top, and he got the knee. He got the knee.
This could be it.
It should be it. He hooks the leg, and against, oh, Steiner. This kid is awesomely strong.
I don't know how he kicked out of that one. Jim Ross, unbelievable that Steiner could kick out of that one. Beautiful Bobby coming off the top with the knee, down from about 12 feet.
The Steiners obviously are professional, but they have an amateur approach to this contest. So much enthusiasm, but that will taint your enthusiasm. A DDT. What a mind adjustment for Scott Steiner. The lateral press, and again he got the shoulder up.
And Arn again is saying it's a slow count. You know, I think we've been having slow counts all night here at Super Brawl.
Tremendous crowd. It's packed. They're at Mecca in Milwaukee. And they're getting noisy here. And Anderson caught in the body scissors.
He's turning him over into a Boston Crab right in his corner. Look at this. Look at this. Smart move by Arn. There's a tag, and Beautiful Bobby's going up the rope, I think. Nope, he's going to come in regular. Oh.
Drops the elbow in the back of Scott Steiner's head. Beautiful Bobby now, and then that's a camel clutch.
He needs to sit back more with it, Jim Ross, though. You can see he's too far forward. He needs to sit back more. And now Steiner's hooked the feet. He can't sit back now.
Steiner has magnificent strength, and he's using a great deal of it right here. And well, it was a cheap shot, but it was pretty intelligent. Gives him the opportunity to throw Scotty over the top rope, out on the rampway again. That rampway has been a real battleground here tonight.
Backbreaker by Arn Anderson, and all this being done outside the ring, and here goes Beautiful Bobby.
Beautiful Bobby up top. Here comes that rocket launcher. The rocket launcher.
And Scott Steiner rolling off the ramp all the way out to the floor. Beautiful Bobby even shaking up a little on that one. There is virtually no give out on that rampway.
The execution of the rocket launcher, somewhat suspect, but the effects were not. It was very conclusive that Scott Steiner is now badly, badly hurt. He retaliates by ramming Beautiful Bobby's head into the security railing, and now his shoulder into the rampway. And it was eaten with a thumb or a finger to the eye. Scotty reaching out to tag his big brother. But it's Eaton that makes the tag and will make the exchange with AA Arn Anderson.
And again, Scott Steiner been in the ring far, far too long. Any hope he better get over and tag that idiot brother of his.
This match for the Tag Team Championship of the world. The Steiners gotta reach down. They've got to.
We got a race now. Who can tag first?
Scotty tags in Dogface. Rick Steiner and Arn Anderson, the legal men in the ring. The Steiner line. Oh my! The impact.
And Rick Steiner's literally taking on both of them. Beautiful Bobby and Arn. And Arn comes up from behind and catches him. And oh, is this turnabout?
Great counter move. If they can execute it, they may put him away here. A cross body. He caught him in midair. And
No!
My God, what a move. He caught him in midair on Anderson's shoulders and slammed him. Anderson caught in the face, and Dogface again, along with Anderson, the legal man. Bulldog off the top, but Beautiful Bobby with a kick to the back of the head, and now Scotty's head.
Fortunately, Bobby Eaton was stuck in the ring and was right there to deliver a blow.
something to Anderson. The powder or something. It got in his eye. It's some type of substance.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Rick
Steiner,
Steiner suplexed the ref!
Steiner was blinded.
Maloney, that's a disqualification. You can't touch a ref under any circumstances.
He didn't know he did it. He couldn't see. It was inadvertent. Scotty Steiner with a power bomb. Anderson and Rick Steiner are legal.
No way! This should be a total disqualification.
Cody with a Frankensteiner. It'll be over. He's not the legal
No
man.
way!
Boy, we may have some problems here.
This will be an atrocity.
Senior referee Nick Patrick is down. They're having a conference, all three referees in there. The crowd thinks we got to get an official word. What is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, as a result of a disqualification and still World Tag Team Champions, the Dangerous Alliance of Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby.
Fans will be back and talk about this in a moment, but now let's take a look at Wrestle War 92.
World Championship Wrestling presents Wrestle War 92 War Games. Sunday, May 17th from Jacksonville, Florida, live and only on pay-per-view.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at ringside, and we're going to have to take another look at what we have just seen. You saw it at the beginning. You said it should have been a disqualification at the moment that Rick Steiner inadvertently suplexed the referee.
Absolutely. I don't care if he did it on purpose or if he did it by accident. He suplexed the referee. It is illegal. Illegal. Here, Rick Steiner can't see what's going on. He grabs the referee, manhandles him, drives him into the mat. Correct call. Correct call.
We're going to take a look right here. The referee came down, and as a matter of fact, Beautiful Bobby was not even the legal man in the ring. Anderson and Rick Steiner were the legal men in the ring.
There you go. No doubt about it. The referees made the correct decision. As much as they don't like it, Rick Steiner suplexed the ref. You can't touch the ref.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about this situation. Hopefully the Steiner brothers will get a rematch for the World Tag Team title. But Missy, I know you're standing by. What's going on back there?
I'm not sure, guys, but when they went down the hall, there was a lot of commotion going on. Now, the Ninja is back in front of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's door, and his match is getting ready to begin. Let's go see. He was so intense. I mean, did you see him meditating? I cannot believe this. I'm so excited about this match. Oh my gosh, and there he is. He looks like he is really prepared for this match. Oh my, and there goes Ricky Steamboat. This is gonna be the best US title match ever. Let's go to the arena.
Okay, our thanks to Missy Hyatt for keeping abreast of that situation back there. The Ninja now back at the dressing room door. Unfortunate set of circumstances for the Steiners, but let's now turn our attention to the U.S. heavyweight title. Paulie, we know, will not be at ringside for this one. How do you think it's going to affect the outcome of this match?
Well, I think quite simply, with Dangerously Forced back in the locker room underneath a rock-shedding skin or whatever he's doing back there, I think it definitely favors Ricky Steamboat. Psychologically, he's prepared. Physically, he's prepared. I know he's ready. I think Steamboat's going home the winner.
You know, I've often said that Ricky Steamboat may be the greatest athlete we have in WCW, but you know, Rick Rude has been the impact player in WCW. There is no question. He has caused a lot of things to happen to Sting and to Steamboat leading up, and I really think if you like to look at momentum as a big factor, you gotta go with ravishing Rick Rude. U.S. title time at Super Brawl. Here we go again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is for the United States Heavyweight Championship. It is set for one fall with a 45
And also without Medusa. But as customary, let's listen to the U.S. champion. Not a very popular guy here at Super Brawl 2.
What I'd like to have right now
I'm telling you, it's just deafening here, Jim Ross.
what I'd like to have
And this crowd is really trying to get inside of the champion's head here.
what I'd like to What I'd like to have right now is for all you fat, out of shape Milwaukee meatheads, all you cable watching couch potatoes, keep the noise down while I take my robe off and show the world what a real man is supposed to look like. Hit the music.
Well, the guy that reminds you of you did not get a very nice reception. Shall we say he got a rude reception here?
Well, that he did, but you know, look at the build. Look at the shape that this guy is in.
Did you ever look like that?
Oh, I'll tell you. Look at these women. They can't believe it.
And he is in great condition.
He is also the U.S. heavyweight champion.
Let's go back up to Gary Michael Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, the challenger. He is from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 238 pounds. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
The challenger, 238. The champion, 249. Steamboat, 3 years ago this month, won the heavyweight championship of the world. He is a 3-time former U.S. champion. He won his first U.S. title in 1977 when he was a rookie.
Now, how is it that Steamboat is allowed to have the Ninja here and Rude can't have Paulie Dangerously here? It's that Dictator Fry again. I'm going to call him Ferdinand Fry from now on. He's just like Ferdinand Marcos.
Well, Dangerously had a habit of getting involved, interfering. And Steamboat, touching the gold, he wants to wear it out of here. Bell has sounded, and this one should be a classic. Steamboat, as I said, in his rookie year, won this very title that he's wrestling for here today.
Well, I think you're going to see a bit of a feel-out process go on early in the bout. Each guy's going to see what he can probably get away with, what he can't.
Interesting fact that both these men were trained to wrestle professionally in the state of Minnesota.
Along with Arn Anderson, hey, Minnesota puts on a lot of great wrestlers.
As Jesse the Body Ventura said, a lot of feeling out here at this point. Steamboat blocked Rude's attempt and came back with a couple of martial arts blows. Great leapfrog by Steamboat. Arm drag takeover. Nobody does it any better. What an arm drag.
Hey, he sunk it in deep. Whoa! I didn't know Steamboat had that kind of strength. You mean to tell me sitting in front of a bunch of candles gives you strength like that?
Must help the meditation aspect of it. Steamboat high impact move. He's going for it now. Why waste time? And he got a 2 count.
Absolutely. If you see the opening, try for the pinfall. Now he steps in, locks a vicious arm bar on Ravishing Rick Rude, and now he's going to add a little pain to it.
Steamboat was a 2-time high school champion in wrestling. Incorporates scientific wrestling with his martial arts. And he's got a 2-fold move here, arm barred and that chin lock.
Don't forget though, Ravishing Rick Rude won a Paulie Award.
He did indeed win the Paulie Award.
Steamboat's never did that.
And tried to put Steamboat out of action with it as well. Steamboat back after the martial arts flow into the arm bar. He's working on that big arm of Ravishing Rick Rude. Rude, the former bouncer. In his younger days, also an arm wrestling national champion.
And that's interesting, you know, with the strength that Rick Rude has in his arm, that Steamboat would choose to go after his strong point, his arms.
He's got to use his arms to apply the Rude Awakening neckbreaker. And Steamboat.
Now that's a cheap shot. Come on, Ross, call it. That's a cheap shot.
It is a blue light special, no doubt about it. But the aggression and the stakes are very, very high. A very emotional situation.
Don't make excuses, Ross. It was a cheap shot.
You mean something like the 2 Rude Awakenings that Steamboat got after the match at the Clash, after he got lashed like a dog with a belt. That was cheap too.
No, we ain't talking about the past. We're talking about now. Anything that happened in the past is irrelevant. That was a cheap shot. It's showing that Steamboat will do whatever it takes, break the rules if he must, to try to win the title.
Steamboat has won this coveted championship on 3 occasions, as we mentioned. But I don't think any would be more sweet than winning it right here at Super Brawl 2. Back to the arm bar, but Rude back up to a vertical base.
What a great crowd we got here in Milwaukee, I'll tell you. Very intense.
Rude's boyhood idol, the Crusher, was a legend in this city and still is for that matter. Here's the point of the boot. Now the forearm.
And now the tides, oh, big chop. And Rude's laying in, he's measuring those short forearms right to the side of Steamboat's head.
And Steamboat comes back with those martial arts blows.
Is that the point of the boot? If it is, it's illegal.
It looks like the insole to me as it comes back, the martial arts right across the shoulder. And now, with that arm barred, that's got to put so much pressure on the insertion point at the shoulder.
Well, you can see he's actually stepped over Rude's opposite shoulder to actually get more leverage on it. You know, if it wasn't Rick Rude, he'd probably get a submission. Look at that, turns it into a hammerlock. He's going to try to slam him now. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
What a move by the Dragon.
And look at that, he drives the fingers right to the face. You know, I've never seen Steamboat this vicious before. He has got a vicious, vicious streak in him.
Very, very aggressive. But the fans that have followed our broadcast know full well exactly the humiliation and the punishment and pain that he's endured at the hands of Ravishing Rick Rude and the Dangerous Alliance. Oh, Steamboat's so quick, but so is Rude for that matter. Great agility by the champion. And crossbody. He hit him with a crossbody. He reached back for the far leg, comes back for the arm drag takeover.
And again, the veteran he is, the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat, hooks that arm again. And look at him laying that knee into the face of Rick Rude. Really putting the pressure on it. Look at this goof. What is with this ninja? I mean, Dangerously's banned. Who's he protecting? From you?
No, I don't think so. I'm not going to bother anybody. The other members of the Dangerous Alliance, Jess, you know full well that they interfere. They've done it on many occasions.
Yes, but where is the Dangerous Alliance right now? You got Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby just got through battling for their lives with the Steiners.
I understand that.
You got Zbyszko and Austin. They dang near got killed at the hands of Wyndham and
But that
Rhodes.
doesn't mean that they won't come back out here.
You guys are paranoid.
Well, after seeing it happen time and time again, perhaps we are paranoid, but it's certainly something that has transpired on many occasions. As Rude comes back up to his vertical base, he used a forearm. Steamboat uses the martial arts. Steamboat now, far side, Irish whip. This is the clothesline. Rude to the near side, and he's caught.
Whoa. And they are lucky. The rope saved both of them from going out over the top.
You're exactly right. They could have both been severely injured if they would have gone over the top rope.
I think the match would have been over. If they would have tumbled over the top rope, there's no telling how they'd have hit on the floor. We probably would have had a double count out.
Steamboat stomped viciously by the United States Heavyweight Champion and #1 contender for the world title, ravishing Rick Rude. Rude now dropping Steamboat across the security railing, and the Dragon now knows what it's like to taste the steel.
The Dragon's Dragon. How do you like that pun?
It was magnificent.
All right. Glad to see you appreciate it, J.R. Ross. You gonna get that cowboy hat like I told you?
I'll think about it. I may buy some boots to compromise. Steamboat having a great deal of trouble getting back in the ring, and one would assume that Rude would be happy with a count-out victory here.
Rude will be happy with any victory. He's the champ, and you can tell Rude's left arm still extremely tender. Not able to do a lot with it from the punishment earlier in the bout. But the right arm looks real good. He's throwing them forearms in and measuring the Dragon. Looking for a suplex from outside in.
Front face lock. Jesse the Body called it, and that's exactly what happened.
And Rude, look, you can see, he still does not have use of the left arm.
Steamboat has so much resiliency, magnificent cardiovascular conditioning. I've seen him wrestle an hour on many occasions, so he could go the distance. But Rude hurt himself. He hurt himself right there with that clothesline. His shoulder, it may be torn. I don't think it's dislocated, but it certainly could be torn. And neither of these guys are backing up an inch.
Well, Rude's buying himself some time now, drops in behind with that reverse face lock. If he's smart now, he'll wait and twist the ref around, and then he can cup the hand over the nose and mouth and stop the breathing of Steamboat. Take the oxygen away from him. See, all he's got to do is get that hand over the nose and mouth. You realize, Ross, I know all the tricks.
You certainly do. I've seen you use that myself. No oxygen, no fuel, no go. Steamboat back up now. Side headlock applied by the United States Heavyweight Champion. This is for the U.S. Championship. And with it goes the #1 contendership for the world title. Oh, kicked him and clotheslined him again.
Oh, and he clotheslined him with the left arm. Rude made a mistake there.
That's the second time he's done that. Just instinctively came from the left side.
You know, you got to take what you can get. He was set up to do it with the left, but oh, there it is, the hip movement. You got to be careful now because women start fainting in the audience when that happens.
Did he get that move from you?
Maybe.
Drops him across the top rope. That's steel cable. The ropes are steel cable. And that tension can really be a weapon. Spinning neck breaker. And Steamboat has had lots of problems with his neck ever since the Clash. You were there and saw it.
Yep, and that's a setup move for the Rude Awakening. He ought to go for it right now almost.
Steamboat. Pile driver coming up. Oh, Steamboat's neck has got to be damaged now. He could not be at 100% when he got here. After those 2 Rude Awakenings at the Clash of the Champions. This should be it. And Rude with a very arrogant cover.
And look at Rude. He's saying to that referee, give me a break. What does he have to do? Pancake him out there?
Steamboat's neck has got to be now a big factor in the matchup. And Rude the bell to the back, and he caught him the suplex. He drove him in the ground like a steel post.
Right again on the back of that neck.
And now he grapevines the leg. He's got it hooked, and he got just so close. Less than one away from ravishing Rick Rude retaining the United States Heavyweight Championship.
And if Steamboat loses, I'll tell you, it's going to put him down on the list. It's going to be a long, long time before he sees a shot at the U.S. title again.
Indeed, the pressure is on the challenger. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Working him on the leg. Back heel trip. And now, going for the figure four.
He's got it.
A figure four leg lock. Applied by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
And Rude's in the middle of the ring. He needs to try to get to the ropes.
He worked on his arm for most of the match. And then crossed up Rude by going to the figure four. And it made Rude trying to reach for the ropes.
He made it. He made it.
He's about 6'4", able to stretch out and do it. But again, as we talked about earlier, how much punishment has he sustained?
A lot. Steamboat trying for it again. Rude catches him, drives him into the turnbuckle, and reverse clotheslines him from behind.
Steamboat hurt his neck doubly there. First the face first and then the clothesline as Jesse the Body Ventura described. And now ravishing Rick Rude, the U.S. champion, up on top. And he comes down with a big time right hand, and Steamboat.
And a pose, I love it. Even though the arm hurts, he can still pose. There's always time for posing when you're ravishing Rick Rude.
But like you said, there's no money in bodybuilding. Snap Mayor, this is for all the marbles of the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. That's where the money is.
This could be a mistake right here. I think he should have gone for the Rude Awakening instead of getting back up on that top rope again. Well, he hit it. He got away with it.
Got the forearm right across the neck and a clothesline. He uses right arm. Again, laying on top of Steamboat, and that's not going to get it.
He's got to put the Rude Awakening on. He can't delay much more. He's got the man beaten.
Steamboat has so much fighting spirit. He has got a great intangible. It's called character, and he will not quit under any circumstance. What a role model for any youngster, for any young athlete watching this broadcast.
And now you can see the crowd getting into it. The crowd trying to urge the fan favorite, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, on to victory.
Man, it's like the magic is back in WCW. This crowd has just been electrifying since our very first match when Flying Brian won back the light heavyweight title.
And Rude stepping in now with a camel clutch chin lock from behind. He needs to get back deeper if he can. He's trying to move back. He needs to get to the small of the back. Put the pressure on. There. Now he's leaning back even more. Look at the Dragon. Now when the ref slides behind, he can bring those hands up and cover the nose and mouth.
Well, why would you advocate something like that?
Hey, winning.
Oh, God. Look at this strength. And Steamboat falls back with him. That one of the most dynamic counters I've ever seen from that predicament to tremendous leg strength.
Both guys down, and now we get down to instinct wrestling. We get down to the endurance factor. Who's got that little something extra?
Steamboat getting some momentum. Oh, my! Their heads cracked together there as they collided in the center of the ring.
That's what happens when two frogs leap at the same time.
Well, this is not Calaveras County. It's Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They're jammed to the rafters here at Mecca and they're seeing a tremendous battle for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Martial arts chop. Don't know how much effect it had. And he got him in a sleeper. Rude has his weight on Steamboat's back. That's going to, I think, be much more effective. Steamboat's got to carry Rude's 249. And now he's down to his knees. He may be out of it.
He's breaking him down now. Bear in mind, though, the punishment Rude's left arm took earlier in the bout. He may not be able to cinch it in with as much authority as he'd like to.
Steamboat being checked by referee Mike Atkins.
Oh, the party's not over yet.
There's no fat women singing yet here in Milwaukee.
And as we all know, Milwaukee's known for fat women.
Fans young and old alike, and loving Super Brawl 2. And again, Rude goes for the suplex, or the sleeper, but not for long, and it's countered. It's countered by Steamboat. Steamboat's got the sleeper on Rude, and he's got it in the center of the ring.
The only problem is that Rude is still quite awake. Oh, and he drops down. We saw that move a little earlier in the night and it worked again.
It's a good counter for the sleeper. Man, these guys are punishing each other.
Like I said, Jim Ross, this is an endurance factor now.
You said the WCW is a wrestling of the future in this hard-hitting style. There is none like it anywhere in this sport. And, oh!
Whoa! Now that was cheap, real cheap.
He going for a superplex. Front face locks him. They're on the top rope. This move will come from the top rope. And he got him almost.
Whoa!
This could be all.
We may have a new champion.
He's
I
got
can't
it.
believe it. No! No! Whoa!
You gotta hand it to Rude. He was able to kick out. Steamboat with a clothesline. Steamboat with another clothesline. Rude barely able to stand.
Well, can you blame him?
Of course not. And now.
Now, if that's sweet. Instead of worrying about winning the match, he's got to mimic Ravishing Rick Rude.
Rude elevated. Big time. Back body drop. More momentum for Steamboat. And a clothesline. Rude was setting. He'll have him right here. No. He got 2.5. 2.5. We're half away from a new champion.
It's all Steamboat now. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Steamboat has asserted himself in the match. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is inching his way closer to becoming the next United States Heavyweight Champion.
Well, Steamboat has definitely got his second win. He's going up to the top. High-risk maneuver. Rude doesn't know where he's at.
Big time chop. Steamboat's got it going his way. I bet Paulie dangerously is going crazy back to the locker room.
He should cover him. Why is he going up again? He should cover him.
Steamboat. Wait a minute. Hey.
What?
What's he doing with a telephone? The ninja hitting with a phone. Rude's going to get the cover.
Rude wins it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still United States Heavyweight Champion, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Now come on! Who else carries a telephone at ringside? Paulie Dangerously. That's who.
You're telling me the ninja's Paulie Dangerously? Here you see Ricky the Dragon Steamboat suplexing Rick Rude off the top rope. Wham! What a maneuver right there. And there you see the ninja. Apparently, the Dragon didn't pay him enough money.
Oh, come on, Jeff. Why would his own man hit him with a telephone and watch him run away? He's waddling like an old woman. It had to be Paulie Dangerously. And Rude gets the cover.
Well, then give him some credit for being brilliant then, Jim Ross.
Fans, this is What a situation. A heartbreaking loss for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Let's go back up to Tony Schiavone.
Okay, Jim, you're right. A heartbreaking loss, and Jim said it had to be Paul Lee. Now, of course, what do you think about this situation?
Let me say this, okay? A man who I respect very much told me one time that a snake is most deadly when you think it's dead. And I think Paul Lee Dangerously just proved that.
We don't know. We don't know. We didn't see the ninja with his mask off or anything. We're not so sure what's going on. One thing we do know, Eric, is that Missy Hyatt is back in the dressing room area. Maybe she can answer some questions. Missy, it's all yours, lady.
There was so much controversy surrounding the U.S. title match, and Rick Rude is still the champion. I don't know what happened in the Ninja. It's just like he went crazy or something. But let's try to get an interview with the champion, Rick Rude. And here's his dressing room. And over there, oh my God! Oh my gosh! That was Paulie Dangerously, and he was in a ninja outfit. Let's go back to the arena.
Just as we suspected, Paulie Dangerously was under that ninja costume.
I'll give you credit, Jim Ross. You were right. You were brilliant. But so was Paul Lee, wasn't he?
Well, his plan certainly worked. There's no doubt about it. And I hope that Steamboat will get the opportunity to wrestle Rick Rude again for the U.S. title. But right now, we've come to the point in Super Brawl 2 that I know everyone is anxiously awaiting. The heavyweight championship of the world will be decided momentarily right here in Mecca, Jess.
Absolutely. This is the one we've been waiting for. Sting comes into Milwaukee and challenges the champ, WCW champion, the total package, Lex Luger.
Luger has made no appearances in the arena. He has been relatively inactive the last 30 days. How will that affect him?
Well, I think it will affect him because the only way you keep your endurance is by getting in the ring. You can ride all the stationary bikes you want, you can do Stairmasters, you can pump iron, but when it comes down to it, you got to wrestle.
If this match goes a longer period of time, will that advantage go to Sting?
I think so. I think Luger needs to score quick and decisive and get it over with as fast as he can. Otherwise, it goes to the Stinger. But wasn't Paul Lee brilliant?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, he sure was. That's one way to describe him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get it on here in Milwaukee. The championship of the world is next. Let's go back up to Gary Michael Capetta.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. It is set for one fall with a 1-hour time limit. Introducing first the challenger. He is from Venice Beach, California. He weighs 252 pounds. This is Sting!
This place is shaking. The Stinger will challenge for wrestling's richest prize. And man, has he got a legion of fans, young and old alike. And this building is packed. And they are, I mean, rabid for this man.
Tell me something, Jim Ross. Now, is Paul Lee banned from the ring here too? Or don't he need to be out here?
I couldn't hear you.
I said, is Paul Lee banned from the ring here too?
Paul Lee doesn't manage the world's champion. He's advised by Harley Race, and I understand Race will be here. I don't like what Dangerously did at all.
I just don't want you making any excuses. You always want to blame Paul Lee.
Let's go back up to Gary Michael Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, accompanied by his mentor, former champion Harley Race. He is from Chicago, Illinois. He weighs 285 pounds. And he is the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger.
you one thing, his 30 days of training has definitely paid off. Look at the bulk on Lex Luger. He's the biggest I think I've ever seen him.
How does a guy bulk up that much in 30 days, Jess?
Probably with rest. You know, he wasn't holding down a full wrestling schedule, eating properly 3 or 4 times a day, and getting plenty of sleep.
Luger debuted in the sport in '86, Sting late in '85. Ironically enough, Luger was the 1986 Rookie of the Year. The runner-up was Sting. Last year at the first Super Brawl, they were tag team partners and took on the Steiner brothers. These two guys have been good friends. They've had business relations. They also won the 1988 Crockett Cup. But Luger certainly changed when he won that belt in July of last year. Sting was trained in Southern California by the legendary Red Bastien. Luger, on the other hand, was trained by another legend, Hiro Matsuda. So both men have had great teachers, and this is what it's all about.
And the other thing you got to look at is Luger has the man who's won the title more than anyone in the world, Harley Race, outside the ring. Harley knows what it takes.
Race, a 7 times world champion. Sting being very patient here. And I just saw right there. What's your problem, Luger?
Well, in a moment, the talking will be over and it'll be time for action. Right now, you got the classic psych job going on.
Sting had major knee surgery in February of 1990. He came back and won his first world title and only world title to date in July of 1990. He has really been in a war with Ravishing Rick Rude and a Dangerous Alliance. And there's some mind games and some dialogue being delivered right here.
You know, maybe they're saying, let's forget the whole thing and go home. What do you think?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we'll see which one takes the first shot. Right now, we got a verbal match. We'll see who wins this one and suckers the other one into taking the first shot.
These guys have been very good friends over the years. This is a very heart-rendering situation for the Stinger, and this crowd is deafening. It reminds me of Ali and Frazier.
Oh, there it went.
Luger announced at 295. Looks to be over 300 pounds to me.
I think the talking's over, Jim Ross. The action's going.
They lock it up in the corner. Sting with the advantage. He's got a big-time quickness advantage on Luger. Referee Nick Patrick stepping in between them.
And Luger vehement about something, jumping on Nick Patrick's back in there.
I think he wanted a quicker break. He wanted the referee to step in a little quicker. Luger at 19, the youngest man to ever start in the Canadian Football League. Played for Montreal. He was an offensive tackle. Signed with Green Bay not too long after that. Hammering blows and knee lift and big-time forearms on the back of the head.
And I told you my prediction's coming true. I said Luger would try to take him out quickly. The longer the match goes, I think the advantage goes to Sting. Luger looking awesome, but like you said, he looks over 300 pounds, and that can work against you if it ends up a 30-minute match.
Luger like a wild bull. And Sting going for the splash. And Luger counter with a clothesline.
I'll tell you, I don't think the Stinger's ever had that happen to him, where he stings him in the corner like that and gets clotheslined for the trouble.
First time I've ever seen it. Power slam by the total package. And this human torture rack. He says it's time.
He's going to hook it early. I called it. It's going to be over early, Jim Ross.
Sting up and over. And a suplex. Belly-to-back suplex. And now Sting has Luger in the ring. That's Luger's
Unbelievable.
Luger with all that body weight, able to free himself. Luger, Irish whip, and Sting caught it. Oh my!
Whoa!
That was like a DDT.
And the champ made a mistake there. He dipped his head. He didn't keep his eye on the Stinger. He thought he was putting him over the top. Instead, Stinger drove him down, like you said, Jim Ross. Almost a DDT type move.
Luger, who played pro football 7 years in a team environment, has found success and a great deal of it in this one-on-one atmosphere of WCW wrestling. And the advisor, Harley Race, distracting Sting long enough for Luger.
Harley Race did his job.
What ferocity on the outside. Sting countering Luger, and Luger falling back. Luger now begging Sting to slow down, and the Stinger has so much aggression and so much emotion in this match.
Well, I'll tell you another telltale sign. You notice Luger is sweating quite profusely. Sting has not broken a big sweat yet.
Great elevation and back body drop. Sting going for the cover. I don't think he'll get it here, and no. Stepping in, the Scorpion Deathlock.
If he can turn it, he can win it.
I don't think he's got it set. He didn't have it quite set, and Luger was able to reach to the bottom rope.
It also is Lex Luger's phenomenal strength did that. Luger with the power of the upper body strength, able to get up in a push-up position and crawl his way to the ropes.
But the champion now, I think, is in trouble. Cardiovascular conditioning, as Jesse the Body Ventura pointed out, may be coming into play here.
Well, I said it before, look who's sweating the most. You don't see Sting with major amount of sweat on his body. Luger's sweating profusely.
Sting being very cautious with Luger in the corner. And Luger with a thumb to the eye, temporary blinding Sting as Luger comes back with a short right hand. Clubbing blow to the back. Luger uses a pile driver in addition to the human torture rack.
Whoa, and he scraped his eyes right on that top rope. I used to do that a lot, Jim Ross. I used to like to use that top rope on the opponent's eyes.
It's certainly a dastardly maneuver.
Absolutely. Hey, when you're going for the title, all's fair, baby. Nobody ever remembers who comes in second.
I'm surprised that Luger hasn't attempted to work on Sting's leg. His left knee was the one that was rebuilt in February of 1990. That's the one that Luger tried to take out back in November at the Clash of the Champions, when we found out it was Luger that was financing various men, and namely Cactus Jack and Abdullah, to put Sting out of action.
Oh, now how do you know that?
He admitted it. You were in Hollywood there somewhere.
Whoa, and the Stinger coming back with a flagrant chokehold. Apparently had enough of Luger's stuff and is just choking him down in the corner.
Sting had a very emotional approach to this match, and Luger caught him with a low blow. That was blatant, and the referee did not see it.
And that's also desperation. Not a good sign out of the champion when you got to go to a desperation type move like that.
Luger picking him up, inverted atomic drop to further injure the challenger for the heavyweight championship of the world.
And you can see Luger looking outside for advice from Harley Race. the 7-time world champion.
It's strange that the champion will be walking around as he was moments ago with his hands on his hips, almost taking it nonchalantly, like he's got this match in the bag.
Well, he should be following it up a lot quicker instead of jawing with the crowd right now.
Some people call it arrogance, some people call it conceit, some call it self-confidence. Whatever it is, Luger has it. Irish whip to the far side. He's got it, extends the arms, and brings Sting down. Gorilla slam by Lex Luger.
And the champ looks confident now.
He's got things going his way, there's no doubt about that. And Race says it's time for a pile driver. That's how he won the championship at the Great American Bash last July.
And that's what it looks like he's going for, Jim Ross.
Got him up and plants him.
He didn't really get him all with that, though.
He may have it, though. There may be enough. And Sting kicks out. The Stinger kicked out.
Well, Luger can blame himself for that one. He didn't hook the leg. Harley Race coming over here yelling he could have counted to 10.
Luger driving the elbow into Sting's throat or chest area. Again, high impact moves from the world's champion. Lateral press, and with the legs not neutralized, Sting took advantage.
That's right, those are sloppy covers out there. A mistake a champion should not make. But Luger looks oh so confident, doesn't he?
He certainly does. He is very methodical in his approach in this championship matchup.
I mean, look at the Stinger's paint job is flying all over. You need to go see Earl Scheib.
Stinger, though, fighting with all he's got, and his eyes are a little glazed. The man sustained Luger's pile driver and comes back fighting, and now Luger's in trouble. Sting with a rush of adrenaline. What a right hand!
And what a comeback!
The Stinger now becoming dominant on the heavyweight champion of the world. Takes him face first down. And now rubs his face insultingly in the canvas.
Now Stinger's slowing it down a little bit. You'd think he would have kept the momentum going. He got the champ on the run, and he's given the champ a chance to get his breath back a little bit.
But I think he realizes what you said earlier. The longer the match goes, the greater the chances are of him capturing the world title here. And right now, I think he wants to punish the world's champion and extend the big man from Chicago.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, Jim Ross, he can punish him the most by taking his title.
You're exactly right on that. Excellent point.
Whoa, and that's a bit of a cheap shot, the old fingernails on the back.
Well, that's very uncharacteristic of Sting.
That's made famous by Maurice Mad Dog Vachon right there. The most volatile athlete out of Canada.
Right hands, Luger in trouble. Sting is dominating the 6'5", 295-pounder right now. And Sting goes, oh my! All the way over the top. Sting went over the top, able to land on his feet, luckily for him. And now Luger ramming Sting, ribs first into the steel. And now Race. Race with a trying to cheap shot here. And he went for the pile driver, and Sting got him. Luger back in the ring with Sting up on top. Sting cross body. Sting hooks the leg. And
he got it!
He got it! He got it!
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and new WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Sting!
What more can we say that you are not hearing and you are not seeing? The Stinger has just dominated Lex Luger to win the heavyweight championship of the world. And after the first few moments, it was really not in doubt as far as I was concerned. That was the better man on this day.
Well, I'll tell you what, here you see the ending. Stinger coming off the top after he backdropped Harley Race outside on the floor. Catches Luger with the cross-body block, hooks the leg in real tight. The referee right there for the 3 count. New champion.
The Stinger holding the championship of the world high above his head. It has been a long way back for this youngster. This crowd here is just, it is simply deafening here. I have never been around any environment like we're experiencing at this very moment. This building is shaking, Jess.
Well, you know what it's like. Anytime a world title changes hand, electricity goes through the air, the Mecca's exploding. All you see is signs all over the arena. Sting is the best. Sting is #1, and I think he proved it tonight.
We talked about the match. If it went a short distance, Luger would have the advantage. Sting was able to extend the champion. At that point, his superior conditioning took over. He had great drive. He had great enthusiasm. I think he won it with his heart.
I think he did also. You got to give him credit. There he is, the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion. How long he'll keep it, we have no idea, because there's plenty of challengers waiting in line to face the Stinger, and who knows, his first challenge could come from the former champ, Lex Luger.
Or it could come from a man like Ravishing Rick Rude, the United States champion. We know so many men in the top 10 would love the opportunity. I think he's going to be, as he was before, a fighting champion.
Well, I'll tell you who else might be in line for a title shot. Paulie Dangerously, coming on as the ninja with that phone.
Well, I'm sure we're going to hear more. The fans are calling him back to the ring. They didn't want him to go. He went down the aisle a little way, and he's come back to the ring. This man, now, high five. There's a little Stinger right there at ringside. And that young man has got the thrill of his life. Fans for Missy Hyatt, Eric Bischoff, for Tony Schiavone. Jess, it's been a great one.
It's been a great one, Jim Ross, absolutely. New world champion and just beginning for WCW, the wrestling of the future, baby.
Good night, everybody.